Same on my end.
Let me tweet it out.
Same.
As well as my Instagram post. Gotta get all them socials.
Alrighty, there we go. Tweet is out. Alrighty, I think that's enough dead air. Let's get started on the sumbitch.
Yep, let's go.
Okay, so let's see. This is my first time actually doing actual online matches. So let's
Same.
Let's see. Okay, here we go. Direct challenge. Here we go. Let's see if this actually works. Oh god. Oh no, I'm still on Wi-Fi. Rip. Wait, actually, hang on. Let me just quickly. Okay. About system settings. We're just gonna put up this real quick. Is that okay? Internet setting. Come on, I need to know. Wonderful start. Wonderful start. Spark. Connect. Wired. I wish this switch was a little bit more consistent when connecting to wireless or wired.
Same.
Okay. Alright, there we go. Okay, let's try that again. Oh, no, not going to rank. Grunt. Direct challenge. Here we go. Hey!
Nice.
Hey, thanks for the 1 bit, my dude.
You're welcome.
Joseph at the Dare, I see you there. Why are you the way you are?
This is gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see. It's been so long since I've played this game. Very long time. And I don't have the current season lock.
Understandable.
Oh, thank you for the bits. I just got deafened by Digimon noises.
Nice. Okay, let's... So yeah, we're just gonna be two nerds fighting it out in Power Rangers for a couple hours. Oh, very interesting. I'm kind of sad I don't have access to that Tommy skin anymore because of the whole Shadow Ranger thing.
What happened?
So, when Shadow Ranger dropped on the day the PC version released, not only did they accidentally delayed Shadow Ranger on Switch, there was a very roundabout way you had to pretty much download him, but at this point they haven't really, anyone hasn't really been able to compensate the people who lost the V2's Kami skin.
Okay.
So I don't have access to that skin anymore, which is, I mean, it's unfortunate, but...
I do like the skins at least, though.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that they went with it's really weird they went for the comics version with Ranger Slayer over the traditional Pink Ranger and have the Pink Ranger as the skin.
Yeah, but yeah, it is kind of weird, but
I prefer it because the Ranger Slayer actually adds a bit more what they can do with the moveset.
Yeah.
Just like I'm happy they did, instead of just doing, you know, the black Mighty Morphin Ranger, they did the Sentry instead. It's like, hey, you get this kind of design, but you get a completely different moveset because it would just start being similar. It would just be a heavy melee. And it's like, and that's the issue with a lot of the original Rangers. Like, oh, it's just heavy melee.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, they've got to try and They've got to pick and choose characters based on what they can have a different gameplay style with.
Yeah, which though, but then in hindsight though now is like we do technically have the Mighty Morphin side full team in theory if we count Sentai Exotic Blue because it is technically in that time. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
You know what? We'll go with the bad dudes team. Yeah. Just. But Grunt, did you get this game on launch like
I got
some
it
people
on
did?
launch day, yeah.
Same.
I was
Man,
genuinely so excited for this. We're actually getting a game, guys. We're actually getting something.
We're actually getting a game with, you know, actual love put into it and not like a rush $20 digital only game. I'm talking about you, Mega Battle. That was so disappointing. I'm so glad I only watched the stream.
3, 2, 1, fight! Disappointed.
So, Grunt, you like Vega from Street Fighter?
Oh, is that literally what they did?
It's a little mixture of Vega and, I'm not sure if you played Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, but Black Panther plays like similarly to that too. Mostly wall clings and all that, but... Oh, and Wesker from Marvel 3. Mostly with the Super. I mean, this whole game is fighting game tribute the video game with Power Rangers.
Yeah. They took a lot of mechanics and improved them, considering how disappointed everyone was with Marvel.
Yeah. But you know what? That's fine. We got a dope-ass Power Ranger game of all things, too. Oh, God! Oh god, the toot-toot.
Toot-toot, get ready for the doots. He can cling on to the invisible walls because, sure.
Yes. Because, you know, Power Rangers, or, you know, video game.
Have been warned.
Sound mixing is still a little bit odd online. I noticed that with this recent update. Wait, that grabbed what? That grabbed both of you? What the hell?
Yeah, okay,
what?
sure, that is,
that was fair! Absolutely! I thought I only could grab, there's the cat stutter.
I've not used the SP that you want at all, so I have no idea what was...
I'm still a little confused about the Delta Squad, honestly. Oh! I know it has stuns, that's all I know. Ah, oh, damn it, this doesn't... I'm so bad connecting that.
So has all the original voice cast returned for when their characters have been in this game?
Let's see. So, for some reason, I don't think Daniel Axelrod returned to Zed. I think it might be someone else. That's why, because he's not credited in the credits. But then again, he was also DLC. But I don't know. It's weird. As far as I know, Dan Solo returned as Eric. That's obvious. Jason David Frank returned the Draken, and that's where you gotta keep doing direct matches. I gotta actually change one thing real quick on my settings.
Okay.
But who do you call that Oh yeah, as Tommy and Lord Draken, then you have, as far as I know, only a small portion of them really returned to Reprisal. But
okay.
It's nice that they really kind of went out of the way to get to at least Jason David Frank and Austin St. John.
But a lot of them still will do stuff with the franchise anyway. Like that's their entire.
Yeah. flag.
Yeah, I've
Is
got
that-
the invite there.
Okay,
Let me change. Go put my audio down slightly more than what it was.
gotcha.
Okay, there we go. Just because I know that's kind of overpowering.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready. Sorry, challenge.
Okay. Go.
I wonder if we can get Hyperforce Rangers, because that would be dope as if we could
That'd
get
be-
Hyperforce.
We technically do have one in spirit in this
Yeah.
game. It's because Strawberry Megan, she voices Kimberly. That's why in this game.
Oh, okay.
So we technically have a Hyperforce character in this game,
But it would be nice to
or
have the actual.
Hyperforce actor.
Yeah, it would be nice
Yeah.
to have on the actual character. Which Hyperforce Ranger would you choose, though?
I, Bill, I would choose I would choose Yellow just so we get
Yeah.
Paul Schaefer.
But I'm wondering if that gameplay would be too similar to the Trini in this game.
True, but
Of
they could
being
probably do something
heavy.
with with his ram hammer and all that.
Yeah. Also, it's really weird that they did Trey in this for Zio. Yeah, in most of the merchandising, it's not Trey.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I kind of prefer it instead of having the same idea like we have two Tommies and two Jasons. I would
Yeah.
actually really gonna
I
laugh a
prefer
lot
that.
about that, but I like this compromise instead. It's Trey.
We still get the same power set. But the thing is, I'm wondering if, because the way it is the Master Morpher system that they've introduced is every ranger can reprise every power set they've ever had a hold of. So could Jason access Mighty Morphin Red and
Zio?
Yeah. I'm wondering
That's
if
a good point.
because Tommy has access to green, white, and then red Zio and red Turbo.
Yeah.
Like, and Dino Thunder as well.
Yeah. I did like they kind of so much shit on that in the Ninja Steel episode. It's like, yeah, I'm in Dino Thunder and Ages, but yet he morphs to the older forms and still kicks the evil Tommy's ass.
It's like, you haven't been Dino Thunder in ages. Like, yes, because it's like very situational.
Oh, well, okay, yeah, I had a feeling this was happening. This version of the game currently is definitely unstable for some reason.
Yeah. Okay, you left.
Because I had a lot of crashes when connecting to other opponents yesterday online.
Okay.
So I mean, this game crashing is nothing new to me at this point.
Okay. So quit out when I can.
Yeah, I'm
You
gonna.
won.
I'm gonna,
Yay.
Yeah, you won. You are winner.
I win. Leave match, because... Okay. Sorry, try that again.
Right. Okay. Set. Go.
I do wonder how they're gonna like do certain characters. What's the picking process for the characters?
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, you can definitely tell so far a lot of these are definitely fan favorites.
Yeah.
Outside of Mastodon Sentry, but I think that's just.
I think that was
feel
to
like
just
it's partially
differentiate
filler.
it.
Yeah, differentiate and slate filler because
Yeah.
Foot Soldier.
It's like we need a foot soldier for the story mode.
Oh shoot! I'm dumb.
You left.
I left. Direct challenge. Let me. As much as I like that this is an actual compromise got, I wish we actually had lobbies. But
And
considering
it
how
crashed.
small and wait, oh rip!
Rip.
Get ready to fight. My opponent's not there.
Sure. Well done.
But I understand why they're not. They probably can't do lobbies. Is because how Enway is as
They cannot
studio.
afford it.
Yeah, they cannot afford it. The servers and all that probably most
Because
likely.
they
Considering
They used the money from the mobile game. They was like, cool, we have the license to the mobile game, got as much money from that as possible, and then was like, let's start developing an actual console game.
Yeah.
Because the plan was to reuse as much assets as possible to like make the development of this smoother, but then they still had to make new stuff anyway.
Yeah. One thing I was initially put off by the game was they really weren't at first glance, like the initial trailer, I hate to say it, was cool in some regards, but it was overall kind of a bad start.
Yeah, it was like, oh, it's
because they didn't show HUDs. They didn't, because a lot of people, and including myself, thought, and I'm kind of slight spoilers, but I'm kind of sort of making a review of this game now that season 2 is out. I'm gonna kind of divulge into what I'm gonna say in that. I initially thought this was gonna be this game was gonna be a port of Legacy Wars.
Same.
And I was a little bit where I'm like, okay, but then what got me very hopeful was the fact that they got Justin Wong for this, and I was like, okay, so this is actually might be an actual fighting game of sorts. And sure enough, after I think the Lord Draken trailer and a little before that, when they showed like different screenshots, they started showing the HUD. I'm like, oh, thank God, it's an actual fighting game. So I'm very relieved, to say the least. And then months later, despite the shaky launch, this game ends up being like one of my favorite games this year, honestly.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed it. Let's see if it works this time.
Yeah, it's nuts. In the same goddamn year, we have a bloody Power Rangers fighting game. Kingdom Hearts 3 came out. Final Fantasy 7 is actually getting close to release. Remake. This year was nutty. But, you know, like, kind of retrospective, thinking back to it from, like, March, May time, it's like, it's a really huge glow up between then and now. Like, this music you're hearing from the menus and all, this is brand new music.
Yeah, it's brand new.
Yeah, and it's like, it was like, kind of like this very generic kind of orchestral sounding version of the theme, but oh well, yeah, that. It was like all generic for like the last few months until Daishi release, and I'm really relieved that they're actually kind of pushing, that they are solely, even though a lot of people were complaining like the roster was too small at launch. It's like, yeah, but it's also a small development team,
and the price of the game as well.
Yeah, which is a justifiable price at the point, honestly.
Yeah,
like if you want everything up to season 1 DLC, $40. If you want everything totaled, you pay about $55, almost close to $60.
Mm-hmm.
Which, considering the amount of characters we have, the game how it is, it's not bad. It really not bad. And considering the love and development behind it, I think it's definitely worth that price. This is kind of like a semi-inverse version of Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite to a degree, where they really tried their best. Like there was a lot of things put into it, especially mechanically, but some parts of the production value definitely suffered from it though. But in this regard, it's like you understand how things are starting, what you're getting. But I think as of now, now and going forward will be the best time to get this game. Also, I love Synaxol's Blue is voiced by Zordon.
Yeah. But the thing is, it's not the same as the movie Ranger. It's literally, well, it's from that universe, but it's the past of that universe.
Yeah, it's Zordon's team
that we see. Yeah, that we see the clip of at the very start of that film.
Which I kind of wish we had a little bit more of that scene, honestly.
I just wish we would have had more from that version of the franchise, but
Yeah. Oh, actually, what's your thoughts on that possible reboot? That it's pretty much going to be a confirmed thing now at this point.
Yeah, I wish they would have continued the movie franchise that would have started, because
yeah,
they had a great cast of people, but it's not the same. I'm like, yes, because it's a different universe.
No.
And it's a different version.
Dang it! Oh, bitch. Ooh.
Rip.
He likes swords. But yeah, I really wish we got that kept that cast because they're fucking phenomenal. Oh. Okay. Oh god. I love this new animation they got for Kimberly / Ranger
so
Slayer.
much better.
Yeah. Oh god, will this connect? Oh. Poke, poke! Ah! Keep away! Keep away! Oh, shit!
That was so in the face. That was so close.
Oh, that was good stuff. That was fun stuff.
It's
but,
an easy to pick up game. Like once you start.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my god, I love it so much. And you know, it's wow. You got number 15 on the registration. Jesus.
Okay, what does that mean?
I don't know. I think you were like one of the first 15 people to sign up with the N-Way stuff when the update dropped.
Okay.
I think because mine's like 8,498.
How come mine's on display and yours isn't?
I don't know. It was like that earlier, but I thought it was on. Is it yours is not displaying or mine not displaying?
Mine's displaying, but yours isn't.
Okay, I had that same problem earlier then. Also, the season 1 pass is so worth it just for this skin alone. The armored Jason. Like the skin is worth that season pass alone. So you know, actually, now that I think about it, so far all the season DLCs, bonus costumes have been Mighty Morphin related. It makes me wonder. It makes me wonder if they're gonna try do something. If they're gonna try make like a Mighty Morphin like a costume for like one of the Mighty Morphin casts, even though we already technically have all of them outside of original Billy.
Yeah.
So it makes me wonder if there's like another costume they can add for another character on the roster already.
Because who has costumes here? Of all the roster?
Let's see. So of the whole roster, Tommy, Jason, Ranger Slayer, Lord Drac. That's about it.
Yeah.
I can actually. Oh, you know what? You know, because the Black Dragon Zord.
Yeah.
They can probably, if they can work it, use that as a costume for Trini.
Yeah, they could just do the original, like, which was amazing when it came out in Legacy Wars. That was one of my favorite things. I spammed the shit out of that.
Oh yeah, speaking of
to be fair, with Gia, they could probably put in her actual other power set.
Oh yeah, the Mega. I can kind of see that the only problem is because it's very based on like Gokaiger Luca's moveset. That's why it's gonna be hard. Like, how can you translate Monet's moveset but keep it like this Gia's? That's the only thing I could see. Kind of be a little bit
difficult. That's the thing with them doing it as, you know, the same character.
Yeah, I can just see that as like a gag, maybe. But
yeah,
you know what? But here's another question about the reboot. What do you think of the idea of the current plot being possible time travel back to the 90s?
I mean, yeah, it'll be a different way of doing it. We get more. I like stuff with time travel if they can do it right.
Yeah.
So
you know what?
You go on.
Okay, you go. No, I was gonna say, you know, it did a little bit sound like a little bit like Hyperforce. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. Yeah, pyramid power.
There's so much good attention to details in the animation of this game too.
They put a lot of work into it.
I'm kind of like semi midway through, almost halfway through a rewatch of all the Power Ranger seasons so far, and I got to all the Zeo stuff, and I saw like all from the Sentai footage and like the regular footage they use. It's like, oh my god, they really went all out with referencing the show so hard, and I love it.
Yeah, they really.
Oh, by the way, I love this.
Oh.
Low render Tiger Zord.
It's such a. Oh my god.
It's so cool, but man, the face on the render on the chest is so bad.
This is a game because
it.
the fans wanted it. That's why this is a game.
Yeah. Okay, let me ask you this: did you actually think they were gonna try and make White Ranger Tommy a actual character, or do you think the skin thing was
gonna be a skin? To be honest, I thought it was
kind of thought
skin.
Yeah, I kind of thought both at some point. Because I initially thought it was gonna be kind of hard because well, Dragon Dagger, but then I remember, oh wait, god, the fucking V2 said it's a Sword of Darkness, so. Oh well.
Well, rip.
Well, we both didn't get what we wanted, just like Christmas. Ooh. Dang it.
You don't know if you're disappointed or ashamed this game exists. Well, this game's great.
Yeah, this game is great. People who just say it's bad is just because they just look at it and just write it off. Like, this is, I would say, honestly, this has more love and effort put into it than Marvel's Capcom Infinite.
Yeah.
I mean, and this coming from someone who absolutely loves the fuck out of that game, too.
Oh, I love Marvel vs. Capcom, but just like, this genuinely is better.
Yeah.
We say that and then it glitches on us.
Yeah.
Okay. There we go. And just, do we know what the next set of characters are going to be if we're getting a season 3?
They kind of been mum about a possible season 3, so there hasn't been really word on it. But considering they kind of shadow dropped a season 2 on the PC release, anything's go at this point. Yeah. But I do think this. I mean, since we're at the last month of the year, this is it for the year. Yeah. I would actually say starting around Beast Morpher season 2, we might get something. Yeah. That's just my feeling.
I feel like we'll get an actual Beast Morpher's character, like as the first character
I really hope
for that cross promotion.
That would actually be a really good idea. There's actually here's the idea I really thought would be cool. The idea of actually both Nate and Seal be one character, but they work in tandem, like the Ice Climbers or something like that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like Rocket and Groot in MVCI.
Yeah, we have a lot of the fighting game archetypes already.
Yeah. A dual character would probably be the next one up, so I would really love to see Nate and Steel, just because I love them. I love Nate.
I feel like we can get a really gimmicky character at some point as well.
Oh yeah,
like I don't know what they'd do with it or who they'd use to have a really gimmicky character, but and also, we can get Dino Thunder Black. We can have every Tommy. Can we just make an entire team of Tommy, and Tommy?
Well, it will be a third Tommy because we'll be missing Zeo 5 and Turbo Red 10. Actually, you know what? Turbo Red, let's just make it TJ. Please. Yeah. If we need a Turbo Red, let's make it TJ.
Yeah, that's a very good point. But then what if they do in space characters?
Andros or Zane or Astronaut.
Yeah. But if they want to do in Space Blue, and then it's like, okay, well now you're two of the same character again, and then everyone can play about that like the amount of times people complain about Tommy, and Tommy, and Tommy.
Yeah.
I expect them to do a lot of tie-ins, especially like depending on how the comics go and stuff. Like, oh, we have this character. Like, if they're gonna do like Solar Rangers or Omega Rangers or
Solar Rangers and all that. Yeah.
and Hyper Force and everything else possible that they could throw in.
The next oh yeah, you go.
They've got a lot of. They've got to try and represent as much of the franchise as possible. But they have so much Mighty Morphin, and they have Zeo, and they have a lot of the early days, and they've started putting a couple more of the modern things. There's none of that real mid-range.
Like let's see. Nothing really from Wild Force. Nothing from Turbo. Nothing from Ninja Storm.
Nope. And nothing from Wild Force.
Wild Force or Overdrive.
No one wants Overdrive characters.
I do.
No one wanted Overdrive ever.
I like Mac. Mac had a good arc. Mac was like one of the best things about the show. Plus, the Battleizer was dope.
Well, like, how many Disney era are in this?
Let's put it this way. Jungle Fury and SPD.
And that's it.
And Mystic Force. So 3.
Oh, there's Mr. Oh yeah, I completely forgot to dance.
We only have an RPM stage, but no character associated with it. I also thought the same thing as well with Nate and Seal for Beast Morphers. I think Gem and Gemma actually would be a good dual type character. But if I had to choose one, I would say maybe Gemma because she was most recent in the Ninja Steel episode.
Yeah.
But if you want to like really kind of promote like RPM and like Gemma, you kind of have to have Gem, honestly. But I think a dual type character with them would probably work as well as like Naden's. Dino Megazord is still fucking good at sis.
Yeah.
Oh
god, that really stomped me.
Okay, I gotta say, every character in this game doesn't feel bad. It's just like they all prove a niche. They provide a niche for something, and there's no really bad characters, honestly.
No, I wouldn't say there's like
it's just
a
lot of good,
and there's not an overpowered character.
Yeah, unless you unless you're a day one Doggy Kruger, but you know. That's another story for another day.
There's always the issue with games. Is, we dropped a character and it hasn't been balanced properly because people will find abuses for it.
Yeah. Oh. You know what? I'm motivated.
Oh boy, Quantum.
Yeah. Virgil, I mean.
So I do like, I was reading stuff up, and it was like, oh, okay, this is... Well, there was one of the Zords that was based on the Quantum Ranger Zord, and I can't remember what season it was. I read somewhere like, oh, this Zord is maybe
Super Mega Force.
Is that what?
Super Mega Force.
It was like...
It was... They called it the Q-Rex Zord, even though in the Gokaiger version, it technically was just a mismatch. It was just a mismatch of 3 Six Ranger powers that summoned that Zord from the year 3000.
Okay, but
in Super Mega Force, they called it the Q-Rex, even though in theory it kinda is it, but it's like, I guess I'm not sure. I think they try to imply that it's exactly the same Q-Rex because dinosaur mode and robot mode.
Yeah,
you know,
or it's a version of it, which I like that
True.
idea.
Fair.
Because the Quantum Ranger, the Zord for the Quantum Ranger, when was that in canon in Power Rangers meant to be made? Is that meant to have been made in the future, or is that meant to have been made in modern day?
I kind of forget at this point.
Because
like
the Quantum Ranger powers are like such a mishmash of, it's based on the Time Force powers from the future, but also it's a mishmash of what they want, that, you know, that people from the modern day got their hands on the Time Force powers.
Yeah, I mean,
So it's like, is the Zord also from the future, or is that something entirely man-made from present day? Or is that something that they got from the future with the Morpher powers?
I think it's actually no. I think it's from the Morpher powers. I remember. What was Jen's fiance, the original Time Force Red's name?
I can't remember.
I can't remember, but I remember he was kind of pulling a lot of how Eric got half the shit he got.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised the Q-Rex was kind of part of that too.
Yeah. So therefore, when they do it into Megaforce, it's like, oh, okay, it's probably also from Time Force. It's just a different version, like a prototype, or just a version 2 or version 1.5 of it.
I think it's more of a version 2. I actually really didn't think about that back then, but I kind of dig the idea more.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, okay, it's a version 2 of that Zord, so therefore they can have access to it.
Yeah.
Why I find game roster so short these days, because, I mean, small indie team for this game at least.
And on top of that, also, shocking news: fighting games don't do that well.
Yeah, fighting games.
Are very niche. Even compared to puzzle games, they are actually very niche in comparison.
Unless you're Smash,
even puzzle games.
That's why Smash can have a larger roster, because they make more money.
Yeah. Plus Nintendo.
Yeah. And then for Enway to be able to make
this
at all. Oh.
Yeah. Well,
small indie team.
That was actually much further than some of my matches yesterday.
Yeah.
In terms of when the game crashed. But yeah, it is unfortunate that, but it's like people are too overexpected because we have games like Marvel, we have games like Dragon Ball FighterZ, we have games like Smash. And then you get to this kind of game with a franchise as expansive as this. And my friend Locke pointed out this, like, the roster as small as it is from a franchise well beloved and very large pool to pull from, and the starting roster was kind of small. I get that. I really do. Mm-hmm. Like, the expectation for that was, set high to a degree, but at the same time, though, who thought this kind of game was actually ever going to be, like, done again outside of Fighting Edition from the NES, SNES, NES,
I didn't think I was ever going to get another Power Rangers game, to be honest. But then, the franchise started to pick up a bit of speed. Yeah.
I actually wasn't thinking we're even going to get a fighting game at all again, because the closest thing we had before this was, again, my Power Rangers Fighting Edition.
And now mine crashed.
Your game crashed. Oh, this is a new one. Your connection latency between you and your opponent is too high to proceed the match. What the heck?
Thanks, Emily.
This is a new. I can't help but just say I gotta give him slack. This is kind of like.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like the only thing they can do is go up. That's it. It's like because it's not like they're gonna just.
They get more money from the game to put into the game.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, the Power Rangers franchise kind of went low for a bit, and then it got a bit more popular with the comics. So thanks Boom Studios, because now the franchise is back.
Yeah. And oddly enough, Sentai is the one kind of suffering now in Japan.
Really?
I hear, like, I just hear a lot of, like, kind of stuff between, like, directors and whatnot. They're kind of saying, or, like, the executives saying they're kind of, the range have been kind of lower. Even, like, Lupin Ranger, I love Lupin Ranger so much, and that show is very beloved too, but at the same time, some people, like, the ratings for that just, I think the toy sales, also helped too, because I think of the current decade we're in, the Ninja Steel series, Ninja, was the lowest selling toy season of all, so of this current era.
I didn't like any of the Ninja Steel toys, to be fair. I did not.
I love the main Megazord, that's it. I mean, I like the Zords. I really do like the Zords.
That was a cool idea. I have the Morph on my shelf.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you talking about the star or the sword?
The star.
I know. Because the katana was actually the Morpher in Japan. That's why.
Okay. But yeah, because there's a story with that is that they had a whole bunch. They had like 3 of the Morphers in our Walmart, and they kept on going down like weekly in the price.
Oh wow!
And they went down to like $10. I was like, no, I'm gonna wait a week. I waited a week, and 2 of them had gone, and there was one last one, and it was like $3.
Dude, nice.
And I was just like, I'm having this. This is mine now. And I'm like, I wish I would have got it because they had the there was the red one, then there was the sixth ranger. They had that morpher, that edition of the morpher, and I was like, I wish I could have got both, but you know, I waited the extra week to get it for half the price again.
Okay, let me ask you this: do you think that version of the sixth ranger morpher is the original version from Sentai? Yes or no?
Probably not.
It's not.
Okay. Oh, I'm going to.
It
assume
was the
that
hamburger phone.
What?
It was the hamburger phone.
What?
Yeah,
Okay.
the hamburger phone that.
Because
Yeah,
American
yeah.
stereotype.
Yeah, because the Sixth Ranger in Ninja, he was pretty much a foreigner from America, but lol America, cowboy, hamburger, guitar.
Yeah, it was pretty much just like Japan firing shots. Like, this is what the stereotype of an American is. So when they
Well,
adapted that, it's like,
at
we
least he
can't
was
be
cool.
offensive to America.
We can't make fun of ourselves.
Meanwhile, a lot of Japanese media where it's literally just like, haha, Japan.
Yeah. And actually, did you know about Jungle Fury's original morpher, actually?
What was that, Average? Because
So,
I know that
we
it
got the
wasn't-
solar morphers, the glasses.
yeah, they had the sunglasses, which was the thing for beast morphers, right? But beast
well,
morphers
for
design
Jungle-
have that weird sunglasses look with them.
So for Jungle Fury, their morpher originally in Japan for Geki Ranger, you know like that little whatchamacallit, a piece of armor on the back of their hands for
Yeah.
the Jungle Fury Rangers.
Yeah.
That's the actual morpher from Geki Ranger.
Okay. So, but then they made it spin up with okay.
Oh, that's Beast Morphers actually.
Yeah.
The morpher from Beast Morpher is the original one. They just added a key gimmick
Okay.
because toys.
Oh, okay. But I'm confused because
So honestly,
they sell enough toys in Japan anyway with them. So why can't they just use the original concepts?
well then this is like Hasbro's first like get at the brand, go at
Yeah.
the season. So I definitely wanted to have something a little bit more tangible for kids to enjoy with the morpher, I guess.
Time for action. Hold it right there.
Oh, jeez.
The world. Yeah, no, with the designs, like there's I don't get with changing it overly, like especially with that, because that annoyed me when I saw Beast Morphers. I was like, but why? Why is it sung? I was like, but we already did Jungle Fury, and I'm like, why? If they knew this was gonna happen, because they're eventually going to adapt that, why didn't they just leave that version toy? Because then it's like, it feels like they're gonna repeat the same gimmick, or they could have just done it that way in the first place.
Well, to be fair, for Beast Morphers, the what it was called in Japan, and for Goldbuster it was called the Morphine Brace. That's why.
Okay.
But whatchamacallit? But technically, it is kind of clashes because Jungle Fury did the sunglasses thing technically first.
Yeah. Or else anyway.
But then we have Beast Morphers, which technically has the same concept, but at least the Morphers actually like, on their arm and not like a pair of glasses they have to wear.
Yeah.
Even though the glasses part comes after they morph.
It's weird.
It really is.
I'm not expecting them to add in every Power Ranger, but I mean the roster. I mean the roster isn't laughable now with season 2. I think the roster's at pretty much an acceptable size from season 2.
Yeah. Ooh.
Stunner.
Oof.
Rip the tail.
And dunked by the dragon sword.
That was great.
That was fucking great.
The dragon sword
It's like,
OP.
I was like, I saw that coming a mile away, but I'm like, I gotta try anyway. But yeah, as of the Beast Morpher stuff, the only thing they really added to the Morpher was the key gimmick. Because all in Go Busters, at least for the main three, was because you know where they insert the key on the side of the Morpher?
Yeah.
All they did was turn the dial on the top of the Morpher, press the button on the top towards their wrist, and then energy appears around them, morph. Okay. And then visors fly combine. Hey Dom, I see you in my chat. How you doing, man?
The visors fly on like in the middle of the morphing sequence, just as part. This is part of the design of the helmet. But yeah, in Jungle Fury, there's not really like a way like in their actual helmets where you can see like, oh, that's where sunglasses. You know, that's a sunglasses design. Where in Beast Morphers, it's super obvious. So my thing is like, if they wanted to do the sunglasses thing, why didn't they just wait till Beast Morphers and make it that then?
Because I also know a reason why. Disney.
Disney. Why? What did Disney do this time?
I had a feeling because it's something like the glasses felt like both a Saban and Disney kind of thing, where they're like, kids are not gonna understand the whole idea of using the back palm, gear, like armor or glove as a morpher. They're probably not gonna understand that as it being the morpher itself, because that's what it was. Again, that's what it was in Geki Ranger. That's why.
Mm-hmm.
So they were like something more visually appealing, I guess, and the solar morphers were birthed.
Okay, cool.
At least that's what I think.
That's the thing
honestly.
with making it, with them always trying to make it toygetic when a lot of the stuff is already toygetic. It's already enough for them to make it. Also, Netflix uploaded finally the Toys That Made Us. They did an episode on Power Rangers.
I saw that and it was such a good. That was so good.
I enjoyed that episode. I was like, I know the majority of this, but this is still a good.
Oh yeah.
But the fact that they actually
the Stanley bit, I actually did not know about.
Yeah.
Which was really heartwarming because he really wanted to bring Sun Vulcan over, and Sun Vulcan from the little bit I've seen.
Stanley
is an absolute weeb.
He loved it. He loved like being able to do stuff.
Long live the original weeb.
I know.
Long live the original.
It's just like he's like, I like Japan because they do things differently, so I want to do that differently. Cause it's like comics, but it's not comics. Therefore, I was interested in it.
Yeah. That's good. Okay, so because part of me feels like we're definitely not done with this game at all yet, because I feel like we're good for at least another year worth of content.
Yeah, same. Which is probably me.
I feel like
a couple more season passes. I think.
I would say we probably at ideally, I would say I would love at least maybe 4 to 5 more season passes,
yeah.
but realistically, I think we're like 3.
I think we'll get 3.
Yeah, at least 3. At the most 3. At the least 2.
Yeah.
Oh no, my press buttons!
So well done.
So worried though.
Eat fire. Cat stunners.
I'm not.
But what is your what is your ideal let's go with the 3 seasons at least. What's your ideal seasons 3 to 6 season passes, or 3 to 5?
Let's see. If I had my way, I'd just put Green Ranger. Every version of a Green Ranger that's ever been.
You know what? Fair. Absolutely fair.
But reason is I really want a Hyperforce rep. Probably Hyperforce Yellow would probably be the most favorable.
Mm-hmm.
And have another heavy character.
Never surrender.
And bring Paul Schaefer in.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to think of what other Rangers I like. They're probably going to put Beast Morphers in. Probably Beast Morphers Red is going to be in the first season pass. They do. As like the number 1 character slot.
Yeah.
Because they're going to
Okay, and actually, also, I probably would like to also limit it to this. Kind of the same way how they structured these last 2 seasons passes, which is 2 good, 1 villain.
Okay. Yeah, so I think we can get.
So you got your 2 good.
Yeah, 2 good. Another villain. I'm trying to think of what villain they'd probably want to put in.
Can I give you one?
Yeah, sure.
Ivan Ooze, but plays like Dormammu.
Okay, yeah, I could see that doing Ivan Ooze, but I wonder if they want to keep that out the franchise. It'd be like.
Well, I mean, true, but in theory, that's technically. I mean, yeah. But you know they can also try and incorporate the Tango Warriors into, and that'll be our season 3. That'll be our My Morphin season 3 rep.
Yeah. But yeah, and then I wonder if they'll do Dino Thunder White as a villain or a good character, because in the mobile game they do Dino Thunder White as a villain.
That's true.
It's really
I wonder
weird.
how you do.
So I'm wondering with this what they'd class him as, because they're obviously picking characters from various points in time.
Yeah.
So that's another one that I would like. And then Dino Thunder Black, I think they're probably just going to add just because more Tommy.
Yeah.
And also,
I see that
I think an
either
invisible,
as
gimmicky invisible character would be quite fun.
Yeah.
Being able to temporarily go invisible to miss a hit and then reappear behind. It's like a counter type thing.
Actually. Yeah,
They
actually,
They could do a lot with the invisibility.
Yeah, I actually have all the seasons that are not in this game yet.
Yeah.
Actually, I forgot to write down Hyperforce of all things, but the seasons that are not represented in this game as of yet are Season 3 Mighty Morphin to a degree, Alien Rangers, Turbo, In Space, Lightspeed, Wild Force, Ninja Storm, Dino Thunder, Overdrive, RPM, Samurai, Mega Force technically, Ninja Steel, and Beast.
Yeah. I definitely think Beast Morphers is getting in like the next season pass as like the very first slot. I think In Space as well is going to get more because people really like In Space. That's like a fan favorite season.
It's a franchise savior.
Yeah. So I do think I think we'll probably get Andros. We'll get In Space Red.
Oh, you know what actually be a cool idea? Because I think they tested the water with Eric. That's why.
Yeah.
Have Andros, but have his Battleizer as an install super like Eric's quantum power.
Okay. Yeah. And then we definitely need Dino Thunder Raptors because that was one of my favorite seasons.
Dinosaur was so fucking good.
It was.
I would say either Tommy or Trent.
Yeah, I think Trent will be fun.
I do say if we have to have for, I'm kind of limiting this as for Season 3 Mighty Morphin or Turbo.
Yeah.
I actually thought of a good idea for, I'm not sure how well this would do, but if we're gonna get one ninja character first, it would be, the idea would be from Mighty Morphin Season 3, but have it be Adam in Black Ninja mode.
Okay, yeah.
Not as a ranger, just as Black Ninja. Because technically because they actually just have ranger. They're just like pre-raging forms anyway. So I'm pretty sure they can make a character out of that just alone.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure how visually appealing that would look. But just to get Adam in the game, I want Johnny Amboss to reprise his role as Adam, or Turbo Green, but just make it Johnny Amboss.
Well,
just make that
Psycho
Adam.
Ranger might be a good idea as well at some point.
Oh yeah, as an in-space rep, yeah, that would actually be.
And also, it's another villain. It's a completely different style of villain. It's not just it's a big heavy guy. Like both Zed and Gold are just like heavy. So having a Psycho Ranger be a really light villain.
Okay, including Green, I guess. Which other cycles would you want?
I don't know. I think
I
they'd
would
probably
put
do
money on
Psycho
either.
Red.
I would argue either red or pink. Maybe green, considering he just got into Legacy
Yeah.
Wars, but that's probably too soon.
And then there's probably the Dark Dino Charge Ranger, because that's only just got into the comics, right? Because that was hinted at in the season, and everyone got upset when it didn't happen.
Because there was a suit and everything that was because that suit that Hecko wears is actually from Kyoryuger as well. That's why.
Yeah. And so everyone
But
assumed that they was building up to that to be in the.
And they did. They did.
They built
Inadvertently.
up, they hinted at it so much.
I know. I was looking forward to it too. He's like using the fucking Spinosaur and using the weapon Kyoryu Navy used, or I'm sorry, I'm pretty sure it was okay. No, Kyoryu Navy was the later Ranger of Daigo's. Long story. Point is, the weapon he had was pretty much Tommy's Dragon Dagger, but it was a boomerang sword. It was dope as hell, and I'm sad we didn't get to see that in Dino Charge at all. Like, it was a dope-ass flute that was also a sword. Fun fact, the actor that played that in Kyoryuger for that character for the movie, the voice actor for that character was actually the same voice actor for Riku from Kingdom Hearts.
Wow. But yeah, I think that would be a good rep, seeing that it's been in the comics now, and that was what a lot of people wanted.
Honestly, I would love to have Kendo or Koda for my Dino Charge rep, but you know what? Hecko with his Dino Charge Dark Ranger form, I guess, would be dope as hell too.
I think that would be a fan favorite.
And actually, that would be good. We still haven't got any samurai, and since Lauren was so prevalent in story mode because of Shattered Grid, I would say get her in.
Yeah.
Like, Lauren or Antonio.
Yeah, that would be good.
Because I think there's a lot of potential with Antonio's Iaido style, which was the fighting style of Shiken Gold.
Mm-hmm. Or we get Rio Ranger. We could get that again.
Okay. Did you see the recent Chun-Li Phoenix Ranger? That design looks weird, but so dope at the same time.
It would be so funny if they did do a Street Fighter crossover with this being an actual console fighting game.
I'm surprised they haven't done yet, but I
and
have
just
a feeling
completely port over the original Street Fighter controls.
I mean, it's totally possible with this game, really. In fact, a lot of this game, they could take a lot from like how Ryu does in Smash Bros. In theory.
Yep.
Just kind of spread it out between the 4 buttons instead of 1 for his basic combo stuff. Oh, actually, yeah. Goldar's original actor technically did reprise his role for this game too. I just remember that. So yeah, we got Goldar technically back.
Yeah, that's good.
I know they use sound bites for Doggy's original actor because they kind of spliced that and Kyle Bear's performance for Doggy Cougar. That's why.
Okay.
In the character itself, in the cutscenes, it's Kyle Bear all the way through. What? Oh, jeez. Like I said.
Yeah, definitely. I think we need a Wild Force rep as well, because that was like being the first Disney era for a lot of people. Just like,
yeah.
Although I think some people consider Time, because when was the buy? It was during Time Force, right?
It was kind of during Time Force. So technically, because there was a huge kind of major shift that happened during Time Force that they moved to roughly, I think, closer towards the end of the season. I think they moved it to ABC after some point with Time Force. Because I know I was so confused trying to find Time Force, and the game crashed on me. I was so confused trying to find Time Force when growing up, and I'm like, "Where's Time Force?" And I found out, oh, Disney had. I noticed it more when I got the VHSs for Time Force. And I'm like, "There's a Disney logo on it." How? So it technically started from Disney from Time Force.
Yeah, but with the actual, because the production was done, it was just the airing that was then took over. From what I
Yeah.
know, like the majority of production was done.
Yeah, majority of production was done, and I think a good chunk of the production was. I mean, like, yeah. So it was just the broadcasting was all
Yeah.
fucked up.
So then, the actual production for Wild Force was handled by Disney.
Yeah. Which, you know what, I gotta say, still, that and Ninja Storm were still good first. Honestly, up until maybe Overdrive. Honestly, actually, thinking about it, I think Overdrive was probably the one bad quote unquote season.
Yeah, the rest was anywhere from okay to pretty good. I really enjoyed Wild Force, apart from the ending, because I was just like, oh, don't want them to get rid of the powers, and also like oh, now mine's crashed.
Oh, rip.
Of just like the ending of like all the Zords that we haven't discovered. I'm like, so what? You're telling me that there's 1,000 animal Zords? And
Well, technically, because
and like
here's
no
the funny
one has discovered them and been granted powers.
yeah,
Because that would have been a great
actually,
little story to do.
here's actually a little funny story behind the original concept for. Actually, let's start this. Wild Force's adaptation is from Hakuju Sentai Gaoranger. The subtitle before Sentai is Hakuju, which is actually translates to 100 Beasts.
Okay.
So that's where the idea came from for Gaoranger. But
how does that end? Do they do the same thing of give up the powers and then random every orb from around the planet?
From what I recall, because they kind of played the beat straight with on adapting Wild Force to a degree. Kind of the same. Kind of the same. I do know actually there was a production concept art for other Wild Zords. Actually, there was like a Peacock Zord, and like pretty much the stuff they actually talked about the last episode was.
Okay.
Oh, this Zord, that Zord. I think there was concept art for some of those specific Zords actually that in Gaoranger they had, and they were probably planning to do for Wild Force, but it's just one of those they kind of left it on the chopping block.
Yeah. So did they actually get used in the Sentai? Any other Zords that we didn't
No.
get? No? They were just left on chopping block there too?
Yeah, because I think that concept art was shared between both Saban and Toei, that's why.
Okay.
Or at least because yeah, it's kind of a weird thing, because I'm trying to think back to it. It said it was for Wild Force, but I think like part of it was also meant to be for Gaoranger too.
Yeah.
Because the quote unquote only other Zord we didn't get in Wild Force that they had in Gaoranger was actually the Red Gorilla Zord, but that was because it was a movie exclusive Zord.
Oh, okay, so what's the plot? How is that in the movie? Is it just is it the same Gorilla Zord, or
it's the same Gorilla Zord, but the faceplate is different. It's like a knight-looking mask.
Okay.
Like medieval kind of looking mask, because they paired it up with a black version of the Elephant Zord, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
And it was a pretty dope combination too.
So
actually,
are they actually new Zords? Or are they literally just the same Zords? Just they've been modified because of new powers or some, story shenanigan things.
Let me give you a quick rundown on how Sentai works in Japan. If there's a movie, they're gonna reuse the same mode of an existing Zord.
Okay.
Because
so they just take the original Zord and go, here's a different power set, so you could buy the new toy.
Yeah. So you know how the Spinal Zord, that Navy Spinal Zord in Dino Charge was?
Yeah.
And it oddly resembled a lot to Rexy.
Yeah.
Pretty much that same thing. It was a
Okay.
movie exclusive toy, same mode as the T-Rex, sold it as a new toy.
Okay.
At least though the Spinal Zord's combination with and Kylo and the Pararaptor was that was so cool. That was so good. I love that combination.
So this Red Gorilla is literally just like, oh, okay, we've got a power boost or whatever, now it's red.
Yeah, Power Ranger movie go. But I did not ask for Uchiseta Q Ranger. I asked for Gal Ranger. Idiot. Okay, here we go. Okay, it was called. Okay, correction. It wasn't a black version of the Elephant Zord. It was just the regular Elephant Zord. It was called Gal Knight. That's
okay.
But it's pretty much Congo Zord combined with the Wild Force Megazord. but just replace the lion. Oh, that's Twitter. That's a not safe for work Twitter. Let's see. Here we go. Send you. I'll DM it to you right now.
Okay.
That's the only Zord we didn't get in WoW. Everything else we did get in WoW. So.
Time for action.
Let me. I'll play some. Tree.
Okay. Okay, so it is literally just we reuse that, so it's just the Gorilla Zord, and then the actual Megazord helmet is different. So they literally, I take it they just put the helmet in as a separate piece to go click over the top.
Actually,
I can't remember how the helmets were for the Zords.
Because technically we didn't get in the show, but that version of the Gorilla Zord was released.
Yeah, I thought that
in the toy line.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I'm sure the Red Gorilla Zord is a thing, and they just was like Red Conga Zord. It was just a limited edition.
Because I remember that specifically because it was bundled with the Soulbird.
Okay.
I do remember that because I desperately really wanted to get like almost every single Zord from Wild Force. I'm still baffled they didn't give
Swords.
The Wild Zords are so great. I'm still miffed they didn't release the Elephant Zord. They brought the red Gorilla Zord, but not the fucking Elephant Zord.
What do you mean?
They never released the Elephant Zord toy wise in America.
I had that.
You did?
Yeah, because do you remember in the UK it got released? Me and a friend both had it. It was super common to get.
You fucking blimies!
Now I'm looking back and I'm like, wait. I was like, so maybe I shouldn't have got rid of that when I was like going through that phase of, oh, this is uncool.
I had to import the Gal Ranger version. My mom got it for me from eBay, and I was so happy. I'm like, yay, thanks, Mom, because honestly, the Elephant Zord's combination with the Wild Force Megazord is still one of the coolest formations.
Like my one friend, like, I managed to get the because the Wild Force Megazords were like mostly metal work, right?
Yes, they were pretty much. I want to say they were kind. Let me think. Ninja Storm. I'm trying to think too. I don't know. I want to say around Dino Thunder time, they kind of started to drift away from the diecast, like tons of diecast metal parts technically.
Yeah.
Because Wild Force still had a lot of diecast on them.
Because I'm wondering, because mine was, from what I remember, mine was entirely metal, but I don't know if that was like a limited edition type thing.
Was it like black or silver or gold?
No, it was mainly the original colors, but from what I remember, all of it was pretty much diecast.
Yeah, no, that's the original one from Japan anyway, then too.
Because from what I remember, like with especially Wild Force, is pretty much they just straight up use the Japanese toys.
Yeah, actually, the only difference was that for the Icarus Zord, the Falcon Zord. I'm sorry, the Falcon Zord. You know the eyes on the eyes on the wings.
Yeah.
I have both versions of the Falcon Zord. That's why from Gal Ranger and Wild Force.
Okay.
The wings are different. The eyes are different. The Japanese version has like what's that one you kind of, if you move the picture around, it shifts different pictures. I
don't remember.
Fuck it. It's like, well, okay, the American version is just a plain sticker with just the attack mode eyes, because the Japan version has like that feature where if you kind of, look at a different angle, it changes from the comm eyes to the attack eyes.
Okay. Yeah.
That's the one major thing I noticed about that.
Okay, yeah, because the European version did have that, because my friend had that one.
Oh, wait, so the eyes did change, or was it just a sticker?
I think the eyes changed on his version.
How did you...
Because I think because the UK got all the European stuff, but so it's really weird because it's like all in English box writing, but also it's the Japanese swords where you guys have the same box as us, but we get a different version of the toy. I
guess because of the distribution in Bandai Americas, and I guess that's why we did that.
Mm-hmm.
Huh, that's odd.
Because I remember I had a massive collection. He had a massive collection. Like, I managed to get hold of the. Oh, I had like the majority of the original few Zords, and Lightspeed Rescue. I had the full I had the full train for that. And
I saw my full setup.
And he managed to get every single Wild Force Zord. And the
Well, you're also talking to someone who pretty much has them all too.
oh wow.
Outside
I
of
wish
like
I
the
had one
very
now, because
nice
obviously
special edition.
With moving and everything, I have not got a lot of my stuff. And also
Rip.
from getting rid of them over the years, from trying to be a cooler kid that didn't do nerdy things.
Okay. This should be
I am so sorry.
Because I was one of them kids that basically, you know, like, okay, I can't be a nerd. It's not socially acceptable in high school at this point.
Understandable. Oh, God, it's more of an over. Fucking ripped. Oh God.
Hold it right there.
I will say you definitely get Jen super off more consistently than I do.
Yeah.
But in terms of my collection, I only by proxy own most of them. I don't own the original versions of like the Dino Megazord or the Dragon Zord. I only mostly own the legacy collection versions of those. Whatchamacallit? So, but I do have the main Megazords of both seasons now, of all the seasons.
Okay.
So I have the Ninja Megazord, I have the Dino Megazord, I have the Thunder Megazord. So I do have those. I do have the White Tiger Zord. That's right. I still need to get Ninja Falcon and Dragon Zord for that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna bother get Titans because I don't have the room at this point for it.
No.
That fucker's beautiful, but oh my god. And let's see. I only have one Megazord from Zeo, which is the Super Zeo Megazord.
Okay.
Zeo's and Turbo. I have the Turbo Megazord. Well, yeah, actually, I only have the Turbo Megazord. But my Wind Chaser Zord joint broke, so I can't really combine it anymore. So rip that. I have one of the Rescue Zords actually. It's the Yellow Rescue Zord. In space, I started to get a little bit more ambitious.
Yeah.
I have the Mega Voyager and the Mega Winger from that
Nice.
year. And then Lost Galaxy. I have the Lost Galaxy Megazord. I don't have the Toro Zord with the Toro Megazord. So I don't have that, unfortunately. And I do have the Shark Carrier Zord, but I don't have the Centaurus or the Strato Force Zords. Those are one of the earliest ones I regret not getting because those look so dope.
But like Frank, I think he had two of the original Megazord, because the way you could get the Elephant Zord was basically the original Zord just with the elephant, or it was basically a variant of one of the existing sets just with the Elephant Zord.
Fuckers!
And I can't remember which set it was, because I remember he had duplicates. I think in the end he had like 3 of the Minotaur Zord, the Bison Zord.
Oh, actually, technically, I actually don't own all of quote-unquote all the Wild Force Zords, actually. Technically. I don't own the bigger version of the Red Lion.
Oh, yeah,
the one that combined with the... Yeah, because Red Lion grew combined with the Falcon Zord, Shark, Tiger,
it grew in size. It became a mount.
Yeah, it was pretty much... It was the Icarus, I think... No, not... Icarus was the main formation... it had a dope name to it. Was it Isaac? No, it had a dope name to it, but it was used in one episode only. But it was so cool. But so by technicality, I don't own all the Wild Force Zords, but I technically do outside of one by technicality. Light speed, I pretty much went for complete. I got the Super Train, I got the Lightspeed Megazord, the Omega Megazord, and the Solar Megazord. Yeah, I pretty much got everything Megazord wise from Lightspeed.
Yeah.
Time Force.
Time for Time Force.
Outside of the Yellow Time Force, the one that launched the ships and all that, that's the only Zord from that season I don't have.
Okay.
Because I don't think it was released in America. I'm not sure about Britain at this point now.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
You fuckers.
But it's like, yeah, the Wild Force Swords that he had, because the Jungle Zord, that was the gorilla, the two bears, and also the bison. But
Yes,
the
Congo
bison
Megazord.
Zords were two different versions, depending, like, compared to the original.
Yeah, one was motorized and the other one was just the
Yeah.
regular one.
Yeah.
Which I thought was weird, but it was a cool addition.
And then what was the other one? That was the Rhino was the legs. The Rhino and Armadillo was the legs. And
I
then,
think it was the Icarus Megazord.
yeah, and that was that giraffe and the deer.
Yeah, giraffe, deer, falcon, armadillo, rhino.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure the elephant version he had came with just basically it was a version of the standard combination just with the elephant. I remember then he had the giraffe and he had the helmet, but he ended up busting the helmet that goes on the giraffe sword.
Oh, rare! Ah.
So when he would launch it, the helmet would just go flying off. So the helmet would just go flying off when he did the launching thing. I mean, we're kids. We're gonna play with the toys.
But
the one that I'm after now is
That's how we do it.
because my favorite color has always been green, and then my favorite dinosaur is a parasaur. And when I was watching Dino Thunder and they revealed that sword, I'm like, I need it. I've never been able to get it.
the purple one, right?
It's the green parasaur. It's the one that has like the scissors as well.
Yes. Okay, that one was paired up with the Ankylozord. That's why.
Okay.
At least in North America, it was paired up with the Ankylozord and with a Ranger figure. I remember that.
I cannot remember what came with, but I never could get my hands on it, and I really always wanted it. As well as I'm pretty sure they did the clips for the morphers, like the face plates for the morphers, didn't they? On like every. Because you could just buy the faceplates in like triple packs, from what I remember.
Something like that, because actually for Aba Ranger in Japan, the faceplates came with each Zord. That's why.
Okay.
So if you buy the Parazord, you get that green faceplate and you can put it on your Morpher
Okay.
or on the Triassic Shield and all that jazz.
Because from what I remember, you could buy them in just triple packs. It was just like, oh, you get 3 faceplates.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what they kind of did to maximize for Dino Thunder, was like, oh yeah, release the faceplates in packs and not with the Zords, because they were going to bundle with Megazords anyway. Because I remember, because actually, if to my memory, the Cephals or the purple punchy Zord from Dino Thunder was never in any store I ever visited during its run, and I pretty much ended up when I first went to Japan ever. I actually just it didn't come in box. It was just loose in a store, and it came with the original faceplate too. I'm like,
oh wow,
yo, that was literally one of the last Dino outside of the Blizzard version and the pre-color versions of the Dino Thunder Megazord set.
Yeah.
That's of the main Zords they showed off in the show. Those are the ones I missed. The Cephalozord was the one I was missing the most.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one that I really want. It's just the it's green as a Parasaur. I need it. Never been able to get it, and I need to get another Dino Thunder Morpher. So I have on myself. Like, that's one thing that I need to get. Like, there's just certain items that I'm after. And that's like the one that I want to get. Issue is not having a job, no money.
Yeah.
And I can't work for another year.
Your green card process and all that, yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah, because Josh was going through.
Crashed.
Oh wow, yours too?
Yep.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, because Josh is going through all that too. So yeah.
Yeah.
It's great when you want things but you can't work.
Right. but I'm really glad your guys' process for green cards are going so
Yeah.
well. But at least quote unquote well, because
Yeah.
Josh I hear is
Josh just
in
had
hell.
a couple of bumps. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm glad your guys' process are going as smooth as possible so far.
Yeah. Not around
At least
any
going
major
forward.
issues. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm glad you guys that's happening for you guys. But let's see a few of the items. You know, the one line I do regret sleeping on, and this is very recent, was Samurai.
Yeah.
I'm not Samurai. Dino Charge. Dino Charge.
Some of the
Dino Charge is
Dino
the
Charge
toy
stuff
line.
looks okay. Yeah.
Oh, because it was the peak of the Zord Builder stuff, and really
Yeah.
the highest peak of the Zord Builder series. Because especially the new Zords they made for it too, like the Arendite or something like that. The little kind of like dinosaur with a huge shell, but
Yeah.
it can launch its wheel. They made one for the orange like alligator 1, 2 that was actually a Dino Charger that can give the Rangers a orange claw and all that. They made a Zord based on that. They actually made a lot. They actually went away to make a lot new Zords because
Yeah.
because whatchamacallit, I could tell from Super Mega Force time they were really experimenting on releasing, kind of making their own original Zords.
Yeah.
Kinda, because I say that, but the Red Zeo one that was, oh no, my Elgato just lost signal.
Oh.
Do this, okay, gonna let the thing. Okay, how about this? That. Okay, so I was saying, oh yeah, but the Red Zeo Battle Zord they quote unquote did for the Super Mega Force line.
Yeah.
It was actually just another version of the Delta Squad Red Delta Squad Runner mode anyway. So
Okay.
I think there was like maybe 1 or 2 more new Zords they made for that line, but I think that Super Mega Force unit was like their testing grounds to release the Dino, to kind of go out with the Dino Charge stuff.
Yeah.
Oh man, do you remember seeing the prototype at Power Morphicon of the Dino Charge Megazord?
No.
So what I noticed is immediately when pictures were coming out of it from the prototype they had ready,
Yeah.
the Tricerazord was purple.
Oh wow.
Like for that prototype, for some reason they had it purple, and I was so worried. Like, oh no! For the love of God, Bandai! For the love of God! But no, they fixed it in the end. But I think that was like, I don't know what happened with that prototype though, but it was weird.
Yeah. So another game that gave me Power Rangers. Have you ever played the Arc games? Or game?
Wait,
Arc,
what games?
Arc Survival Evolved.
Oh, okay. I've seen a lot of gameplay of it. What of it?
Well, how have you seen the stuff that's in that game?
The
Such as-
dinosaurs and shit.
Yeah, like the robot dinosaurs that they have running around.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then with the latest DLC, they had these giant kaiju basically, and they introduced more of like the techie stuff, just literally the tech tier stuff, and you could build these mech suits, right? And there was an Easter egg that if you went, you had to beat the other kaiju to get the items to then summon the bigger kaiju to summon the main boss, and this boss is massive. If you get 4 players, each with a different type of these mech suits, and go into that boss fight, they combine and they literally put all of you into the same mech. That's about the same
That is
size
so
as the
cool!
kaiju. And it just happened
That
out
is
of nowhere. You have to one person has to activate it, and all the things they just combine into like a 4-player Zord. And it's like, it's just for that one boss fight in Arc. It's just this one boss fight because the Zord can only be activated when it's fighting this massive kaiju that's like 5 times bigger than the others. And your mech is tiny compared to it, and then you have to combine. And then
That
you
is
just
so
literally
dope.
it literally just becomes a punching match, and it's like, okay. It's like, you can tell that the developers of Arc are just massive
Power
Power
Rangers
Rangers. Yeah, because like, first like, you get these biological hybrid,
Seriously?
like, robot dinosaurs Like they started with just, and the thing is, they're basically just reskinned better versions of the normal ones. And it's just like it's basically like finding a shining Pokemon. It's just like a so much % chance that when one spawns, it will be the tech version. And they have everything that the normal one does, and then an extra ability. Like the Parasaur, you can get super early, and they're super easy to tame. You just have to knock them out. And, you know, there you go, you've got a Parasaur. Only with this one, it has a radar scan that's a 50-meter range.
Wait, what?
It has, yeah, you just press it and it just does this little bleep, like this little sonar to tell you if there's any hostile units there. And
That's cool.
The next one that they added was the Raptors. And you think normal Raptors are bad in Arc because they literally will chase, they are faster than players. And they will just chase you down and pin you and you're dead. And they attack in like packs of 5. And occasionally, you'll get one that's just on its lonesome that's a tech raptor. And they can launch themselves. They just, it's ridiculous. And then you get the T-Rex, which is a giant thing. And then there's a pterodactyl one that's a robot as well. And then there's a couple that they released for events. For Arc, for like playing at Christmas time and Halloween. Where if you do the boss fights, there's like a low drop rate to get these outfits that you can put onto the saddles for the dinosaurs that make them also tech-based. But the Gigantosaurus, which is the biggest dinosaur in the game, has a tech form. And like, it's ridiculous with it. But I'm surprised they haven't put in other skins, because some of the other skins are just like skeleton versions or Dodo versions. Like there's the Dodo Rex and the Dodo Wyvern, because there's Wyverns in the game as well.
Dude, nice.
It's a fun game, but it's like it's very easy to see the inspiration.
Ooh.
Oh, that was close.
Whew.
That was so close.
That was really fucking close.
Oh, the animation.
Yeah, so good.
All the work that was put into that. Yeah,
Daishi, yes way.
when we went into Ollie's, and I was like, oh, I'm not sure about this store, and then my wife took me in there, and like as soon as I walked in there, it's like just a whole bunch of the legacy line stuff, and I literally just put it all in the basket. I'm like, this is all mine now. This is all mine. Like, it was at such a stupidly low price. I'm like, I don't care. This is such a low price that I wasn't originally aiming to get the yellow tiger sword. I was not aiming to get that. That wasn't on my list, but I was like, it's like $3.
Dude, that's fucking nice. I never seen the yellow tiger sword after once in a Target.
They literally had like 40 of them on the shelf. It was like,
holy shit!
It was just like, I was like, okay, they've obviously just like bought a bunch.
$3, holy shit!
And then the miniature Red Ranger helmet, and then the reproduction of the switching Tommy figure.
I know those are still actually pretty decently priced. I'm actually probably gonna grab one of those.
Yeah, they're pretty fun. Well,
one of my other things I kind of regret.
You go on.
Oh, sorry. It's like one of the things I kind of regret still not getting, but only because I was a poor college student at the time, was not picking up the red power sword legacy line. That was like one of the last coolest things to release, and fuck, it's so expensive now.
The GameStops that we saw here, we couldn't afford any of them at the time, but our local GameStop had it in like every legacy line item. At one point, they had every Tommy legacy line item at the same time. So they had the Morpher.
So they had Saba. They had the Dragon Dagger.
They had the dagger. They had the Tiger Sword. They had the Falcon Sword. They had the Dragon Sword. They had the Morpher set.
Holy
and I'm like, this is not. I was literally like, my wife was actually like, "Are you gonna cry?" I'm like, I genuinely might. This is not fair. Like, it's all there in front of me. Like, everything that I ever wanted in life, it's right there. And connection lost.
Oh, fucking rip. Oh.
Anyway, what you doing?
Yeah, this update definitely feels a little bit more unstable than the previous one, honestly. Though, that's not to be surprising, but
No.
I feel though they're pretty decent at rolling out patches for stuff like
Yeah.
this. So
I should probably tell my parents to keep an eye out for Power Ranger stuff and be like, because they pick up. They're like, is there anything that you need? Because while I was there, I'd also do it. Like, it's so funny because my mum's always like, you know, what do you need toys for? What do you need collectible toys for? Where my dad collects Hornby stuff. It's and my dad just looks at it, he's like, and I was like, your husband does exactly the same thing. He's like, but they're not toys. I'm like, exactly, neither is mine. He's like, that's a very good point. So I remember when we got the Mega Force Sword, Dad wanted to get a second one, but we couldn't afford it. He's like, I want to get a second one because this is die-cast. This is going to be worth a lot. He's like, for this franchise, and it's completely die-cast. And my dad was like, I should get another one, just keep it sealed, but we never could. Because my dad's a massive fan of, like, die-cast stuff.
I regret not getting that Western release of the Gosei Great. Because I got a Shinken O, that's why, from Toys R Us.
Yeah.
One of the fucking best investments I got in my life, because in terms of like Sentai series, next to Gokaiger, Samurai Sentai Shinkenger is like my favorite Sentai series, and it was done decently well in Samurai. They got all the good beats right, and got some decent stuff in between. But I love Shinkenger so much, and when they were, because I was really disappointed in the Bandai version, that's the Bandai America version when it came out. Because I was like, oh great, they're doing Samurai, they're doing Shinkenger. And I was like, oh, but they're doing different, they're approaching like the DX stuff a little differently. I'm like, oh, I got the Samurai Megazord, I was like, this is fun. I can combine it with the Dino Megazord. Actually, now think about it, I can combine it with the Ninja Megazord, the White Tiger Zord. It's actually a lot of good shit I can combine it with now, but I'm like, oh, I wanted like the original Shinken O. And because Shinken O is, especially as a Megazord, as a toy as well, so fucking dope. And it's beautiful too. That's actually my next big thing I'm trying to collect, is pretty much the entire Shinkenger Samurai line. Yeah. And because the two items I know that are gonna be a bitch to try to get money wise is probably gonna be the Bullzord and the red, like the shark sword in Samurai is actually a dinosaur. Okay. It's called in Shinkenger it's called the Kyoryu origami, that's why. Okay. Because it's literally a dinosaur. They use it as this. Oh, by the way, that's actually another case of the movie, because the shark sword was actually a movie toy for Shinkenger. Okay. Where they used the mold for their sidearm, the Shikenmaru, the samurai blade essentially. Okay. They used that, but turned that into a Zord. That's why it looks like a lot of like their swords. That's why. Okay. But it's just like, oh yeah, make the blade a face, give it a little edges to look like a dinosaur, change its color a bit, bam, make it a sword. Make it a sword, bam, both a Zord and a plaything. Yep. No, we get both. And in Samurai, they call it the Shark Sword. I'm like, I know it's not new for this franchise to be like, oh yeah, this is totally a thing. Well, it's totally not be, because adapting footage. But at the same time, it's like I can understand why they did that, because they can kind of get away with it. It's like getting away with murder. It's like getting away with murder. But jokes aside, and actually, what's one thing they never showed in Samurai, but they did in like one episode of Shinkenger in Japan, was that, okay, you know the Samurai Ultrazord, how big of a fucking clusterfuck that looks? How amazing of a clusterfuck that is? Yeah. It, oddly enough, is only one Zord shorter, like Zord pieces wise, than the RPM or Ultra Zord. Okay. The RPM Ultra Zord is 12 Zords. God. Samurai's is, I believe, 11. Okay. Because you got Shishi Origami, Ryu Origami, Kame Origami, Sado Origami, Kuma Origami, Kajiki Origami, Kabuto Origami, Tora Origami, Ika Origami, Ebi Origami, that's 10. And then Mo- the Bull Zord.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that's okay. Yeah, that's 11. Samurai Ultra Zord is 11.
11. Okay.
But if you include the Shark Zord, because they actually the Shark Zord, quote unquote, since it is actually both a sidearm and a Zord.
Yeah.
In the Shin-Kendra movie, they actually combined the Shark Zord with the Samurai Megazord to have its own. I think it was the formation in Japan was called Kyoryu Shinken-O. Which it was cool was that the feet of the Shark Zord became a helmet for the Samurai Megazord, and they just hold the whole fucking sword.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's technically possible to do with the Samurai Ultra Zord, especially on the toy itself. But no. Wait, did they do it? No, yeah, they did do it. I actually think it was in one of the episodes towards the end of Shin-Kendra. They combined all the Zords, and then they brought out the Shark Zord. And it was an actual 12-piece Zord. It actually somehow rivaled RPM somehow. Oh, man. RPM and Samurai were fucking nuts in terms of Zord-wise. Like, actual combination. It was beautiful.
I love how they can just go over the top.
Yeah. And actually, because technically in Shin-Kendra and in Samurai, technically, if we count those, technically there was actually there was actually 13 Zords total in the Samurai season.
Yeah. Because
you got the Lantern Fighter, which his name in Japan was Daigoyo in Shin-Kendra. And I'm kind of a little sad that they just made him a kind of a speechless robot.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's whatever. And another change, another really big one they did in the Neo Saban era was for Megaforce actually. In you know how they did the Hyper Gosei Great in Megaforce, where they got all the brothers and all that together. What actually I'm not surprised they did this technically because of Sentai version. And it's actually still present in the Sentai footage they used for the Zords. Was that there was actually another Zord that combines with all the headers and Gosei Great.
Okay.
Because in the toy line and in the show in Megaforce as well, because they don't touch on this, there was a robot in Goseiger called Datus.
Yeah.
He was this little machine that helped the Goseigers, but also at the same time in Japan they were Bandai made this whole like Sentai arcade game called Daiso. Datus is pretty much a living promotional version of the Daiso cabinet.
Okay.
And what happens is that Datus himself actually combines with Gosei Great and all the headers to make Hyper Gosei Great. But in the show, they kind of just wrote it off as all the headers combining onto Gosei Great. But in reality, they're actually using Datus as a base to hold some of the headers together. Because in the toy line, when you bought all the headers in Megaforce time in the toy line, they were actually like mini vehicle sets, essentially.
Yeah.
And so you combine all those mini vehicles onto Gosei Great, and that's how you get the Hyper Gosei Great Megazord. So in actuality, they actually excluded like a Zord feature essentially for the sake of not trying to show off data at all. Poor fucker.
Oh god, I'm dead.
Let me assure your death even further.
Yep. I'm trying to remember, there's a way to full switch your opponent out and I can't remember how.
Oh, Swap Strike?
Yeah.
I believe it is... Oh god, was it special and assist 1 and assist 2, I think.
Okay.
Don't fully quote me on that.
We'll see how that goes.
Back to the main menu or characters? Main. Oh, character select.
Character select. Yeah, it worked this time.
Ugh.
But there was a toy that I managed to get. Toy store that I was happy, just not Power Rangers related, but in one of the toy stores in the UK, we just walked into it, and they managed to have like the entire set, just one of each of the Digimon Fusion sets.
Oh, cool.
Because they all were separate figures, but again, they combine because it was more toygetic, and Power Ranger, Digimon was like, let's do the Power Rangers thing. Let's combine all Digimon into a figure. And like even the quote unquote digivolved forms, because they don't digivolve in this, they fuse, but it's still the main Digimon, and it's just called Cross 4. So it's a Shoutmon, it's Shoutmon Cross 4, Cross 20, Cross 40, depending on who they combine with. But the Cross 4 based form is literally just a Megazord. Like the Digimon are very robotic that season, and very toy-like, and very. They're like purposely just designed so they could sell toys, so they could combine them in the show. But because of that, there's a lot of Sentai influence in the attacks and in the digivolving being a fusion instead. And the digivolve sequence is literally just a Zord combining sequence, pretty much.
That's so cool.
But the figures are like £12 each, and they had them for like $2.50. And
That's cool.
and my dad was just there. He's like, "You're getting all these, aren't you?" I'm like, "Yeah, yes, I am."
Yeah.
He's like, "That's fair." He does the same because when he literally will pick up trains and stuff. Normally he's one for. With him collecting Hornby stuff and trains, he will just go out and get as much as he can. He'll even just get cheap ones and just use them for spare parts.
Okay, that's
he's
oh,
one
neat.
with very repairing old. Like he's got one. He's like, this one's from the 60s. He's like, and I have this one gear from one from the 80s that fits it because they only made this one models. And he knows his stuff with it. And I'm pretty sure that's where I get my side of this kind of stuff from. But it's so funny because we're at boot sales, and I'm like, okay, how much is this trying worth? He's like, okay, but how much is this worth? And we go like looking at retro toys because I know like my 90s and early 2000s retro toys, and he knows everything prior to that.
Time for time.
nice. Oh, so I just oh yeah, sorry, real quick. What I just DM'd you was a picture of the robot data. That's the thing that's on the back of Hyper Ghost A Great.
Okay. Oh wow, that's gone on.
Pyramids! Pyramids!
I hope you like pyramids.
Oh, I do.
Emergency.
That does not connect well.
No, maybe a little bit.
A little bit.
Well, look at thanks Dragon Zord for helping. It did one attack.
Oh, you know what's a cool detail I wish they added for the white Tommy costume? We got the Zora thing twice in this stream. That's awesome. But I wish that they kind of did for White Tiger Tommy's costume, because you know that they, like you saw earlier, they swapped the models for the Dragon Zord with the White Tiger Zord, right? I kind of low key wish there was like a low chance you can see if you do Tommy special, it would bring out the White Falcon instead. Like a very low chance.
Yeah.
That'd be like such a cool thing.
A random Easter egg.
Yeah, that'd be so cool. Cause I mean, it's the same thing. It'll be the same. It actually is kind of the same way as the Dragon Zord anyway. The Falcon Zord just launches missiles.
Yep. It wouldn't be that hard to do, I'm sure.
That'd be cool to have in like a future update.
Oh no. Oh no, I'm gone. Rip.
Oh, and actually, there was also another Zord they excluded from Megaforce as well.
Earth defenders,
It was an Ostrich Zord.
But why?
Because they
It
couldn't
looks
use
cool
the
as
foot.
hell. I need it.
So the second picture before the ostrich, that is a formation called. Okay, so the ostrich is called the Mystic Brothers. That's why.
Okay.
It was kind of an auxiliary Zord. They pretty much used it as like a fan.
Okay.
Well, the ostrich kicks the egg around, but if they want to combine it, they combine it with Ghost Egg Great. They put it on pretty much the left shoulder, and use that as a giant fan. But if they combine it with Datus, it becomes, if I remember correct, Mystic Datus Hyper, I believe.
I love the
or
naming
Mystic Hyper.
conventions.
Yeah, it's dumb, but I love it too.
Is
This
that
is
what
the
we love the
shit
franchise? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, Mystic Datus Hyper. That's the name.
Okay.
Oh, so actually, I want to ask you this, Grunt. I assume this is your main team. I assume
Yeah, this is what I've been going with now. I kind of like this.
it's a good comm. It's a really good comm. You got Trey for the stuns, Trini for the bulkiness, and lots of shit, and then Jen.
Jen's just quick.
Jen is just Jen.
She is speed.
She is the essence of time
Yeah.
force. Actually, let me show you my launch team. Because I actually planned out from the very start of the game's initial existence.
Yeah.
we'll never give up without a fight.
How about I even up the score?
3, 2, 1, fight!
Time for action.
Oh, and actually, here's a really cool fact about Cat, actually,
Yeah.
SPD Cat. So, in Japan, actually, the character they based her on was not Cat at all. She
Okay.
was a human swan hybrid.
What?
So, she was really cute Japanese girl with swan wings for ears.
So they're not cat ears, they're actually swan wings.
Yes. So, the original name for Indeka Danger is called Deka Swan, actually.
Okay.
But you know what? It's a decent cover up though.
Yeah.
Like one of the clever cover ups I think in the entire franchise. Next to totally next to Mantis and
Yeah.
Mantis and totally not a beetle. Oh, and actually, another interesting fact about Beast Morphers is that Blaze's costume.
Yeah.
That actually was for Goldbuster. That was actually a pretty much towards the end of the season costume actually for Goldbusters,
Okay.
because a slight Beast Morpher spoilers ahead, but Blaze is coming back next season.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's evil Robo Blaze apparently, and the suit they're using for that character is actually based. Because the central character they kind of basing Blaze off of is a character named Enter, who was an evil avatar for the virus for Goldbuster's name Messiah. He was his avatar to collect data and shit to be like, hey, yo, Enter, gather shit for me so I can get back to the real world. Enter's like, shoots, no problem. And so they're pretty much what Blaze and Roxy were anyway.
Okay.
But Blaze then gets Red Buster's data later on and pretty much copies it, and that the suit is actually originally called Dark Red Buster,
Yeah.
and that was pretty much his final form before Enter absorbed Messiah, and then finale bullshit happens, and yeah, the suit was only around for like, I want to say less than 8.
Yeah, it's not
Not
there
even
for a long
less than
time,
8.
is it?
That suit was not in Goldbuster. Wasn't around for like 8 episodes or so, because it was like a season. It was like a closer kind of thing. Like, oh shit, evil Red Buster, which is dope.
Yeah,
And actually,
I like that design.
Roxy's evil avatar form is actually based on another character called Escape. You kind of seen some of the correlations Goldbusters went with their villain names.
Yeah.
But Escape was because Escape was very hot Japanese chick with 2 guns. But her original costume color was just pretty much mostly silver and blue, while Roxy's version is just yellow.
Okay, it makes you wonder though with them adapting, like how much money they spent compared to, because in the original, like going back to Mighty Morphin, they tried to cheap out so much and try to make it. That's why we hardly got any Green Ranger. Like they changed the Green Ranger story up a bit, but they reused so much footage. Like they reused so much more footage in like Mighty Morphin compared to now. Like so much more is we can afford to buy the suits. Let's buy the suits and let's do our own thing, and we can change it more slightly.
Yeah.
Where they had to work around stuff a lot more back in the day.
Oh man, do you realize comparing the Sentai footage and the MMPR footage of how flimsy the MMPR Dragon Shield was?
Oh yeah, the difference in
it was so like foam, fabric and foam shit compared to like the sturdy, like probably plastic Dragon Shield of Sentai footage.
It's because I remember
great.
Jason David Frank hated the American one.
I would imagine, because it's like, if you see it flop in the footage, it's kind of very...
In his face.
It takes you out of it a bit. Yeah, it's also in his face and takes you out of it a bit.
Well, I think he actually has copies of both of them at his house, and he's done comparisons of them. Like, this is the original. This is the ones that they made for us to use for the new footage.
Jason David Frank is a bro, though.
Yeah.
I love
great.
JDF. He's... Oh, but you know what's really sweet recently? He congratulated Johnny Yonvash for becoming Broly's new voice actor.
No, that's great.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's so sweet. He's like, I'm so proud of you from the moment we met, and now you're like part of like one of the biggest franchises on Earth outside of Power Rangers. And the game crashed.
Yeah.
He didn't say the game crashed, but you know, but
yeah.
but it was so sweet. I'm like, oh. I mean, it's like Johnny Yonvash being like a lot of good franchises like Bleach. Oh, what?
Right, my mixer fell off my desk.
Ah, gotcha.
My small little mixer. Right, I need to go let dog back in, so I'll be back in a sec.
Alright. Oh yeah, for anyone in Grunt's chat wondering, why the heck is the guy commentating with not looking at this chat? Because I'm streaming on my own end, that's why. And I don't have Grunt's chat open. I should probably fix that. Let me go to Grunt's channel real quick if he has. Let's see. Okay. And I get an ad for CTR. Nice. Oh yeah, for those who wonder who the hell I am, my name is Trevor. I am Power Up Player TV. Well, okay, Twitch. My actual name is technically supposed to be Power Up Player, but I have to have TV because, I need a name that's not already taken, and Power Player TV has not been taken yet.
I am back.
But hello, I'm just plugging my shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I met Grunt very recently through our good friend A Winning Can for our Sonic charity stream recently, and we bonded over Power Rangers. That's why we're doing this today.
Yep, that's what I was like. Okay, cool. You like Power Rangers? Oh my god, I like Power Rangers too.
Man, what a way to meet, right?
I know, just
you were
charity
you were
events.
dying to you were charity event and dying to Sonic Rush.
I was dying to all Sonic games.
True. But man.
I don't everyone is happy to be in now. She has just settled down and started falling asleep already.
Gotcha.
Until she gets bored and decides, I'm going to cause havoc, because that's the issue with having a husky, is they like to cause havoc.
Ah.
They're an agent of chaos.
Aw, but at least you have a husky. Huskies are
No.
adorable.
Thank you.
How old?
She is... I can't remember now, she's only a couple months old. She is not old at all. She's still a very young puppy.
Aw.
And still at that, I
Ow.
want attention, but also now I want to bite your hand. And she has
Fucking
she still has her needle teeth.
Ooh. Ow. Ow. I can't believe fucking Clockwork and them fucking made a Power Ranger version of Gordo from Under Night. I still can't believe that. They're fucking nuts. I love them. I love Clockwork and Shady. Doesn't help they're fucking Marvel players. Or you know. I still love. Okay, Lord Zed Super is like still one of the dopest supers in the game.
Great.
And I'm so glad it's Zed that gets this treatment. Also, long live Mr. Axelrod. Man, we lost three or so Power Ranger actors this year. That's depressing. And you know what? Actually, that's another good point. I want them to add Shane from Ninja Storm to this game to honor who was.
Yeah, they probably should.
But to get into some semi-controversial stuff, did you recently hear about the stuff after his death stuff?
No, what happened?
It's kind of depressing, but long story short is he had a lot of problems with like alcohol and domestic abuse.
Oh.
It's a little disheartening to know about, but I mean, it is kind of just it's disheartening to see, but I still love Shane because Shane is still the GOAT Red Ranger in my eyes.
Yeah.
Because I saw a lot of people were like really heartbroken over it to the point they were like getting rid of like anything related to him. But it's like, guys, yeah, the actor may have been bad, but you still love the character,
Yeah.
Unlike another certain actor that's still alive and not gonna be named. That's a voice actor.
Yeah.
Not gonna name him because enough of that shit already. How about this?
I love that street plot. It's great.
Oh shit. Oh.
Oh, damn it.
So a really cool thing about Daishi's Forward special
Yeah.
is that it actually not only can you like do other like Rekka stuff with it, but
Yeah.
if you let it go as is, he actually will do a sliding kick behind you too.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
I think there is a way to activate the sliding kick earlier because there's the dunk, then there's a straight downward hit, or straight like Lord Draken's aerial special, and then I think the heavy version allows you to do. I think it's the heavy version allows you to do the slide slide sooner. And I'm like, holy fuck, God, like Clockwork Shady, calm down, guys. Nah, I love it though. Fuck. Also, that red alternate color, mwah,
Yeah, it's great.
mwah. compliments to the fucking chefs. Thank you, chef. Are you on?
And then there was the little blind bag toys. We was in Target and they had the new blind bag toys.
Oh yeah. I still have not gotten those. Just because I don't want to go into too high expectations because I already have decent luck in gacha games.
Yeah.
But
I got
the Yu-Gi-Oh. So
yeah, I got a normal blind bag and I got one of the Zord blind bags.
Gotcha.
So I got whatever the yellow Zord that comes with it, which I think all the Zords are from Beast Morphers, just various versions of the Beast Morphers ones.
Jackrabbit then.
And then with that I got whatever the it's like a green see-through plastic version of the whatever the yellow robot is from Beast Morphers, because I've hardly seen any of it.
Oh, Jax.
Yeah.
Jax.
So I got that, and it's like a green data
cool.
version of it. It's like clear plastic, and then like whatever the replacement for putties is for Beast Morphers.
Oh, neat.
And then in the standard normal packet, I got Jason, and then I got Jason. Because I got Red, and I got Zeo.
I know it. I fucking know it. I was like, wait, you're gonna make a follow-up with a double Jason Joe?
No, that's seriously what got out of the packet, and they're really cool. They're nice little figures.
I should probably get some of those though, because they actually look really nice, honestly.
I'm hoping to, because the majority of this wave of Wave 1 is Beast Morphers.
Yeah.
It's Beast Morphers with a couple of Mighty Morphin thrown in, and that's pretty much it. And then Zeo.
Yeah.
I'm waiting to see if they announce more.
Hopefully they do.
So I can get a broader range, because I would like it if it was more of like just various ones, not just, 80% Beast Morphers and the rest is Mighty Morphin.
Right.
Especially with the Zord ones, because the Zords were literally all Beast Morphers.
I mean, I don't mind, because I absolutely adore Beast Morpher / Skullbuster Zord's design so much. Oh man, especially next season when we're gonna get the lion, whatever they're gonna call the Lion Zord. Oh my god, that is so dope. Because that Lion Zord is actually in Japan, because the robot companions for Beast Morphers in Japan were called Buddy Roids.
Yeah.
And that Lion Zord itself is a Buddy Roid.
Okay.
It's a Buddy Roid for the Cheetah Zord, essentially.
Okay, that's cool. Oh, did you just
yeah. Oh, they also, little fun fact about Sentai. I'm doing a lot of these this stream, but it's fun. In the one of the seasons that has not been adapted to Power Rangers yet, called Uchu Sentai Q Ranger, they actually referenced that in one of the episodes. Wow. And it's funny too. It's semi-ironic because the ranger that referenced it, his name is Long Shambo, and he's like a purple ranger with an awesome staff.
Oh wow!
How cool of a name like Ryu Commander can you get? That's fucking cool. Balls. Too bad his back fucking sucks dick.
Oh boy!
God, I fucking love this. I fucking love it. So much better. I mean, the first one wasn't bad, but it's like they could have done better. Oh shit! I'm so stupid.
And then you got strike down. Predictable.
I do like Kyle Hibbert as Doggy Kruger though I can't deny I love the original actor, which I did not realize till recently that he also was Solaris Knight.
Oh, okay.
I was like, wait, why is Doggy's actor credit as Solaris Knight then? Oh! Alright, Sonic Zoe Blue, you kind of play like Hit. Carry me home. Oh, shit!
Oh.
The power. Also, I'm not sure this is still the case because it sounds a little. Master Stage sounds a little bit different in this recent update, but I believe he's at because I think Maximilian pointed this out, but I think Master Sentry is voiced by Clockwork himself.
Oh wow.
And I think I didn't kind of know this because I'm just kind of starting to know a little bit about Shady and Clockwork as Marvel players, but
Yeah.
I think I remember correctly. There's an ironic thing behind it where I think Clockwork was a zoner main or something like that, and that's the joke.
Okay.
Also, I remember at Evil this past year when they were doing the bar fight stuff, and I lost Elgato connection. Sweet.
Yay.
I remember at this past bar fights for their mini Evil tournament for Battle for the Grid, fucking Clockwork comes out wearing Dino Charge Black costume.
Wow.
I'm like, what the? I'm like, yo, what the fuck, Clockwork? That's awesome.
Right.
I also low-key thought it was going to be a small hint towards Dino Charge characters coming, but you know,
That'd be cool
we'll
if
get
we
one
could.
eventually.
Eventually.
Yeah, we'll get one eventually. Eventually.
And a lot of stuff behind the scenes, like the removed story from Mighty Morphin that, well, Zeo of that Billy made additional powers and was the Phantom Ranger. That was apparently one of the things that they was planning for that season. The reveal, but that got dropped.
Really?
That
Huh,
was
that's-
what the reveal was going to be, but they dropped it, I think, because of issues with the actor. Like they didn't know if he was going to stay on or not.
Right. I mean, it makes sense. David Yost pretty much had a perfect sense until Zeo. So.
Yeah. But with that, yeah, they was planned to have him return to combat and just say that. Well, so the thing that was going to lead into him developing the turbo power, so that the Phantom Ranger was prototyping for them developing new powers. For could they?
Oh.
So that was gonna be like, oh yeah, cool. Well, I've got the Phantom Ranger power, so and that's what I've been dropping in without telling you guys. So it's been as a test run for these. That can we make powers? Oh yeah, and I can make powers. And then the Phantom Ranger powers would then be gotten rid of in order for them to use that energy to create the turbo powers ready for turbo.
See, that would have been cool in the movie.
But that was a thing that they was leading up to apparently for Zeo, but then they dropped it. Which that would have been a cool thing because we never found out who the Phantom Ranger was.
And we probably will never will unless the comic does something.
Unless a comic or unless, because I think Hasbro said something like they would be open to doing a more mature series on a streaming platform. Or doing that, because then it's not somewhere where kids will watch it, it's somewhere a bit more where they can state, hey, this is more mature, that's why it's not on Nickelodeon or something. But before
Yeah,
they
I
do
can see
that, they said, but before we can do that, they're still in a contract with Nickelodeon. From when they got the rights.
Okay.
They're still in contracts with Nickelodeon from when they bought the right. But they said once that runs out, we're going to see what we want to do. So they're kind of hinting that, hey,
Right.
we may do a more short-term, mature series on this platform. Which I'm like, could you imagine if Netflix did do a more mature sequel series?
Can you imagine like the Mandalorian? Because actually, after from watching a little bit of it and watching Andre's video about the recent reboot movie,
Yeah.
I kind of agree with him. I kind of want something like the Mandalorian for Power Rangers, a
spin-off.
longer yet shorter run spin-off, where
Yeah.
the budget, where they can put a little bit more budget into it, but tell a more mature story in
Yeah.
a darker tone.
Yeah.
But also try to be part of the franchise at the time.
And still have its like, because
'Cause
Mandalorian still does have its light-hearted moments. Like there's still gags, there's still jokes.
Yeah, which I appreciate, especially from only watching 2 episodes in.
Yeah.
I do appreciate it because I love episode 1 so much because just for Taika Waititi being the fucking killer robot.
Oh.
How fucking cool
Great.
can you get outside of being Korg?
Yeah.
So
So I do wonder what would you do for a more mature Power Rangers series?
I would say probably do something related to Shattered Grid,
Yeah.
honestly.
Some kind of variation of that story.
Because technically that's what Battle for the Grid story is. It's like a very hyper abridged version of Shattered Grid.
Yeah.
But you know, here's another thing I think it would be a cool idea. If they either do it on Nickelodeon or on a streaming service.
Yeah.
Make an animated adaptation of Hyperforce.
Yeah, I think that would work.
I think because if, let's say, Oh well, game crashed. Let's talk about Hyperforce. Hyperforce is good, damn it. But I think really because like after finally catching up on Hyperforce this year, and from you probably from hearing from me and Grunt already, we fucking love Hyperforce.
Yep. Hyperforce is great.
Hyperforce is fucking phenomenal, and I really hope Hasbro picks up the slack to help them get season 2, because that. I mean, I can understand why probably they couldn't have one that do a season this year because the whole change to Hasbro.
The change of rights.
So that's the change of rights. So I mean, but at least Hasbro and the brand has been recognizing Hyperforce because the fucking tabletop RPG, like the board game they released recently, the expansion has Hyperforce. The only Hyperforce figures out right now is in a tabletop board game.
I really wish they I hope, because if they do release it as like a line of figures, especially the Zords, I will genuinely pick them up because I love the Zords designs.
I know, they're so cool.
The
dude, imagine we get the fucking...
We get a snake or we get a ram, and it's like, oh god, the Black Ranger Zord, when I first saw that and it was Bruce, I'm like, okay, I need that.
Oh yeah, you know what? Another recommendation, like Hyperforce, I mean, you said Hyperforce Black Ranger, just get Christina V back. Because holy shit, I would love to hear more of her as Vesper. She's so, I love Vesper so much.
I love that. It's just like, I just found out I was a robot yesterday.
Yeah. Fucking A, man.
It's like, so this happened, and also now I'm a. It's like, and we met Santa. Also, I'm a robot now. What do you mean you're a robot? I'm a robot now. It's like, well, I was anyway, always, but I just found out that I'm.
Yeah, I'm a robot. Fucking, that was. And you know what? I don't watch those kind of like series much often, but that the emotion they actually put into, I mean, it helps that most of them are actors and all.
Yeah.
But you know, I applaud them for putting all the emotion into those performances.
A lot of the hyper RPG stuff, like the people that they get running the hyper RPG and the other like Twitch streamers that are like all completely focused on D&D have so much production value.
That's good to hear.
Like a lot of them.
I mean, because like, I mean, I know like Critical Role. That's like one of the few ones I know about. Because I mean, Matt Mercer, but I'm very curious about it because a lot. But oh my god, I'm so glad that you were able to put so much emotion into it. And actually, you know what? Whatchamacallit? Oh, I love they brought Gem's actor back for the RPM crossover. That was so good. I love. Oh yeah, Orion's actor coming back. So all the fan service they did and honored it too was so good.
Just the entire setup for the series of hey, this is a Time Force spin-off. Just that initial concept of what if the Time Force did other stuff after, and the Rangers became teachers in a game. I'm like, okay, this is a cool concept. And this is where I can see the characters going, like that initial first episode, and then like saying, here's the context for what the series is.
Yeah. Oh no! I pressed the buttons.
Zawarudo.
Zawarudo. What? Zawarudo?
And yeah, but the Zord designs, like I would love the Hyperforce Zords as figures just because like their designs and concepts are great.
Dude, imagine we get a fucking Hydra Zord figure. Holy fuck.
Great.
Because they pretty much copied the schema for Dragon Zord anyway, so but it looks so cool.
Well, like whoever designed all the Hyperforce stuff, like you could tell they just love the franchise. It's just like they're really cool to what could actually come out in the franchise.
Yeah.
But they're so close in like theme and just.
But it's all an original thing too at the same time.
I need more quantum power.
I needed more quantum power. Nani? Oh, here's a neat fact about Lost Galaxy. Since I have Magna out. So Mike's morpher actually wasn't the morpher they used in Gingaman. Actually,
Okay.
it actually was the sword itself in Gingaman. But
Okay,
the
that's cool.
morpher they used for Lost Galaxy for Mike was actually the morpher for Die Ranger, My Morpher Season 2's morpher.
Okay.
Technically. And it was actually called the Aura Changer. Because I didn't realize that for the longest time till like a couple years ago. I'm like, wait, that's the Aura Changer from Die Ranger. And they just gave it to Mike as his morpher to sell more toys.
Yep. That's
And to
how it
also
works.
probably use up the stock from the Die Ranger year, like 5 or 6 years later.
And I crashed again, because of course I did.
Oh, fucking rip. Well, that means I'm in limbo, so I'm gonna restart my game. Oh, and actually, I just remember about this now because I just thought about SPD. In Power Rangers SPD, actually in Deca Ranger, there was actually, I'm surprised, there was actually one Zord they never brought out, but because that was also a movie Zord too.
Yeah.
But they did release it in stores though. In Deca Ranger, this thing was called the Blaster Buggy, I believe.
Okay.
It was like this buggy that can attach to the Delta Squad Megazord, and it has like Gatling gun wheel tires. It has a fucking blade inside, and it has like it's a gun car essentially. It's meant to fucking shoot and shoot. And I believe that was only in the Deca Ranger movie. So
Okay.
but they did release it out. But they did release it in the SPD toy line though. So it was compatible with the Delta Squad Megazord.
It's really weird when they do that. It's like, okay, we're not adapting this exact thing, but you know, we'll just make the toy.
Here's the toy
anyway.
anyway. Yeah. I'm trying to remember what other seasons they did that with, too. Like I mentioned it earlier, the Shark Sword for Samurai. Not sure. No way. I think they did do that for Mega. I know. Oh yeah. Okay. RPM. They did not, because actually the RPM counterparts Go Onger, their movie was centralized around samurais, which was the major hint that the next season was going to be Shinkengers.
Okay.
But the Megazord, movie Megazord for that was pretty much a red and black gold accented version of the RPM Megazord, essentially.
Okay.
So, you know, it was the three Zords stacked on top of each other, but it was more samurai motif. Yeah, so that's the only I know. RPM did not show that whatsoever because the writer was like, "Fuck, I gotta adapt this goofy ass shit."
Yeah.
You know what's really funny?
They adapted
because,
Turbo, so
yeah, but you know what's really funny because I remember watching. I actually did watch. Go Under before RPM. That's why.
okay.
Because I was in that time frame where I was actually watching Sentai more than Power Rangers, but I was touching Power Rangers anyway to see what they do differently.
Yeah.
It was I was starting in that era, and I was wondering, and I kind of noticed about between RPM and Go Under is like, man, they adapted one of the more goofier Sentais of this decade, and made it one of the more darker seasons of Power Rangers.
Made it the more serious tone. So meanwhile, they wanted us to take Turbo seriously.
Yeah, I mean Turbo had its moments though.
Mm-hmm.
Even though there was a lot of wacky stuff all over the goddamn place. And actually, another fun fact about this time is about the Phantom Ranger.
Yeah.
His Sentai counterpart, the VRV Master, is so fucking lame.
Why?
Okay, so I looked it up recently because I didn't watch Car Ranger. That's why that was the Sentai series that adapted to Turbo. So that character specifically was not even a ranger at all. He was just this weird weird alien that gave that team their rescue their rescue zords essentially,
Okay.
which was what the Phantom Ranger did. But what happened is that this alien was also like one of the tropes of a Japanese perverted old man essentially.
Oh god.
That also just did nothing but gamble. So I'm like, you know what? Power Rangers did a good one for this.
Yeah.
Because, you know, Japanese humor and all that shit.
Japanese humor is great.
Then, yeah, but...
Oh, my connection lost.
Like your connection.
Mm-hmm.
But, no, it's... because Car Ranger, ironically enough, in Japan, was technically not supposed to have been a quote-unquote Sentai series.
Yeah.
Or part of the Sentai canon, technically. But there's a whole lot of ups and downs with that, with, like, 2 other series. That's another story. Because O Ranger, which was Power Ranger Zeo, what actually almost killed the Sentai franchise.
Yeah.
Apparently. So what in space was to Power Rangers, I believe Car Ranger was to Super Sentai, sort of.
Wow.
But that's why they kind of made more of a goofy, wackier series. But that ended up helping the franchise. At least to my knowledge, if I remember correctly, there was like this whole. It's like this whole back and forth thing where the deconfirmer confirming or not that that's the case, but yeah. So the Phantom Ranger's counterpart, the VRV Master, was a fucking perverted, drunk, gambling addict alien.
Japan's sense of humor is great.
It's yeah. But that's one of those cases where I'm glad you know, when they adapted for Power Rangers, they kind of took some good liberties for it, for good reason.
Time Force.
Because the Phantom Rangers, even though we don't get much of him, he was pretty badass, mysterious in all ways. Also, you know what's kind of funny? I was thinking about this a lot recently, but in theory, there is a way to have the entire every team in space to actually that can exist all at once in theory.
Yeah.
So we can have the original 5 Mighty Morphin team members, like Jason them.
Yeah.
But then the only caveat to that is Tommy would have to be the Zeo 5.
Yeah.
Zeo Ranger 5. But then after that, we still have the Alien Rangers, Ninja them. And then when we get to like Turbo and in space is where it gets a little bit tricky.
Yeah.
But so with the obviously because we still have the what the Ellie and Sabrina with the fucking BBG raid. Oh my god, thank you guys.
Hi guys.
My haystack. Oh fuck, what the I forgot what Ellie was playing tonight. But thank you for the raid, guys. What? You my haystack.
There we go.
Yeah. For those who don't know, I'm Trevor. I'm playing Power Rangers Battle for the Grid with Grunt.
Hey.
Catch him on Grunt Catcher.
Yeah.
If you want to watch his perspective, even though it's the same perspective, no matter how you
it's
slice
a fighting game.
You're kind of looking at the same side no matter what.
Time for action.
Oh no!
Yes. Oh. Okay. Well, that happened.
Oh, it's Fortnite. Okay. Well, hope y'all had a good time
boy.
on the BBG stream. Okay, actually, Grant, I just realized we're almost going for 2.5 hours. How many more you want to do before we wrap it?
I don't mind, especially since we just got raided.
You know what? We can go for like another like 30 minutes or so then.
Yeah, I don't mind. I've got all night. I'm free all night.
I'm here all week. I'll be here all week. I'll be here all week. I lost my train of thought before I was talking about now. It was something related to Turbo, I think?
Yeah.
You know what? Shoot. You know what? Let's get it. You know, I want to see how this...
Oh boy. He's going full on to the speed.
All the speed and the reach.
Yeah. This is gonna be fun.
Don't
Oh no.
worry, I don't know. Don't worry, I don't know how to play doggy.
That's what we were
I
talking
can play
about.
him.
We were talking about working if there was a full team up, how we could have every ranger be active.
Oh, okay. So when we get to In Space and Turbo, so in space you gotta have, the transfer overs from Turbo to be the space team.
Yeah. So
Carlos,
that means
TJ.
Turbo
So
is gonna
Carlos,
have to be.
Well, no, not actually, not exactly. Here's why. There was one episode of Turbo that they actually did reference in like the finale of Turbo with Demetria,
Yeah.
and that is the Cyborg Turbo Rangers.
Oh god, yeah.
And if they are still around, technically, they can actually exist. They can actually exist. Oh my god, how? They can coincide with that team.
Well, I've seen a lot of people.
Justin and two Justins, because everyone loves Justin,
Yeah.
right?
Everyone, but what I've seen a lot of people is that if you go from, what is it? What came after In Space? What I can't remember what the series was called.
Lost Galaxy.
Okay, so Lost
Lost
Galaxy,
Galaxy.
we have 2 pink rangers.
Yeah, Cat and Astronomer.
So people was on about what if we demoted Astronomer to In Space so she could be on the same team as her brother.
Huh.
And
I never thought of it like that.
Because that would work.
Cassie.
That would work so well. Just
Yeah,
have
like
them on the
Astronomer
same
takes over.
team.
That would be true, but I mean, But here, okay. Sorry, Master Morpher is a thing, so
Yeah.
that's probably what they
Exactly.
would probably
With Master
excuse
Morpher,
them
like,
for them.
there's a lot more freedom of who can have what powers.
Yeah.
So I could see them giving Astronomer the in space power set, and then
Give Cassie her turbo powers.
yeah, and that's one way you can fix it.
And then technicality, we can also, because technically we also have 2 Mighty Morphin Pinks technically, because if we're going to exclude, no, Cat would be Zero Ranger 5. Never mind, I'm dumb. Oh no, Zero Ranger 1. She.
Oh god, that just lagged so badly.
Rip.
Oh god. Because I'm thinking, we have the original Mighty Morphin team, then you have the
Zeo and the Alien Rangers.
second Mighty Morphin team.
Oh
And,
yeah,
like,
with
easily,
them.
yeah. Like you either give them the turbo powers, potentially.
I would argue giving the second Mighty Morphin team the Zeo powers. That's why, because Adam, Rocky.
Yeah, give them the Zeo
Anya.
powers, and then because then you then get Tommy's kind of free then at that point.
Oh, and also technically, Aisha can keep the Mighty Morphin yellow powers because Trini's actor is no longer with us.
Yeah, if they actually did it as part of the series, that's probably what they would do.
Yeah, because that's technically what they did with Hyperforce anyway. They brought Aisha in,
Yeah,
and they actually brought it in around the Mighty Morphin 2 era because Griffin Thunderzord. That's why.
yeah. So I think that's probably how they do it, and then yeah, they just have the Zeo Rangers. They have the second Mighty Morphin team mainly be the Zeo team, and then the original Turbo Rangers would be Turbo Rangers, apart from those that are in space, and then do the Andromeda swap. Have her be in space, and then we get Lost Galaxy. There's it is pretty much. But there's a few workarounds that we could have.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Man, I want to see Andros's Battleizer in this game just to see how they would detail the muscles.
Yeah.
Because you know how jacked he was
Yeah.
with that Battleizer on. I would love to see that, especially as an install super too, like fly around and shit. Or just do it as a super attack. Like that would be cool too. Because I feel like they were really testing the waters with Eric as for install supers. Because I actually thought if they were gonna do an install super, outside of doing Virgil memes, I legit thought they were gonna give his Mega Battle armor from Time Force.
Yeah.
Because I thought that would be a cool way to introduce the Battleizers as install supers for this game. But we got Virgil memes instead, which I'm cool with. I'm as cool with.
Oh boy. Here we go again.
Fucking love that so fucking much. Oh god.
Well, if you're ready to turn yourself in.
Time for it.
Okay, here's a good question. For a Lightning Collection, in theory, a Lightning Collection Megazord series, what would you want them to start with first?
I think they're gonna start with the original.
True, but
Like,
I love the Dino Megazord and all, but I really kind of hope that's not the case because I feel like if anything outside of my Morphin, you should try to because we technically have all three of the season Megazords in some form or fashion within the last decade. So I would say if Hasbro wants to do something, probably stay away from that.
that's the thing is because they know how much nostalgia there is, though.
Yeah,
You
I
can
get
you
that.
can see that with the Lightning Collection because they've already released. They've done
Yeah, we
like
got-
more deluxe versions of the Beast Morphers characters,
Yeah,
and then Mighty
and
Morphin.
yeah.
And then we had Magna Defender. Is Magna Defender the only other one that isn't Beast Morphers or Mighty Morphin? Or
We
what
got
else do
Lord
we have?
Draken.
Yeah.
We have Lord Draken. We have the Smartphone Cat. Shadow Ranger.
Yeah.
Shadow Ranger. There's a few others. Oh, there's a Blaze coming out soon.
Okay.
Rocky Zero Ranger 3 version.
Okay.
But yeah, I can see what you mean. They're definitely playing
That's
safe
where
with
their
the Mighty
focus
Morphin
is,
era first.
because of the nostalgia.
And you know what's funny too? A lot of the characters that are in the Lightning Collection are in this game.
Yeah. Which if you
Which
use
I
that
do
to
like.
predict, I would love
Yeah.
the with the version of Trini in this with the armor. I would love that as a figure.
Oh my
That
god,
would
dude!
be a
No,
great
you know what'd be
figure.
cool? Oh yeah. Oh, you know what'd be cool? Release a Dragon Sword Lightning Collection figure, but bundle it. Charge a couple extra dollars. Bundle it with the armor to put on Trini,
Yeah.
or make somehow like a semi-hybrid where you can change the pieces to adapt it to Trini.
That'd be
Because
cool.
technically, some parts of it are kind of drastically different to the actual.
Or they do it
Black
as,
Dragon Zord
or
figure.
they do it as like a build-a-figure series type deal.
Or build a figure. Or you know what? Double pack. Double
Yeah.
pack. Dragon Armor Trini, Black Dragon Zord.
Yeah. There's so much they could do with it. Well, no, I really want re-releases of the Dino Thunder and Wild Force swords, just because that's what I had a lot. It's like now, it's like that's if they would re-release them or do a legacy version, I would love the Dino Thunder stuff. I want that
yeah.
Parasaur sword, damn it! I want that Parasaur. I want the green Parasaur. I need it. Like, if I was a Power Ranger and they was like, okay, you can choose any power, I was like, that's what I want. If you had to choose an existing sword that didn't have a Ranger tied to it, that is what I would pick.
Technically, okay, well, technically, Dino Charge already had is, I think, it's, whoever, Chase, I think, in Dino Charge Black.
He gets a
His was the
Parasaur.
power.
Yeah.
Yeah, he that was his Dino
I mean,
Zord.
if you could choose a Zord,
Like anything at all though, but like a green Parazord would be yours,
yeah, the
right?
green, the green, the Dino Thunder one. If you could choose any Zord though, like a specific Zord that appears in the franchise, but is like,
But doesn't have a ranger.
that doesn't have a Ranger, so like the Elephant Zord from Wild Force or the Green
Wild
Power.
Force.
Yeah, any of them that's like that they have not got a Ranger that matches them. Like, even if they have
You
an
know
owner
what?
that range them, because Wild Force they did that with like the elephant is tied to what the White Ranger for that. She's the one
Max.
that-
No, it's actually Max, I believe,
Yeah,
because he
Like,
found both the giraffe and elephant. But I think
Yeah.
Alyssa did get rights owner to the elephant Zord at some point.
Yeah.
I think something like that. I forget.
Yeah, but like just missing that when they're tied to a Ranger, but when they're not actually like in terms of they're owned by a Ranger because it's their Ranger power is
You
that
know-
sword.
You know what? Technically, the Super Train Megazord as a whole,
Yeah,
because I have a feeling unless Hasbro does something radically, I doubt we might not even ever get the rest of Sentai Tokyuger adapted
Yeah.
to Power Rangers because trains are not as popular here
No,
as they are in
they're
Japan.
not.
That's why Tokuger exists. Plus, it's also another one super goofy Sentai. But God, I love Tokuger so much. They're such good. I love Tokuger so much. And actually, the Tokuger also has its own Orange Ranger too,
Okay, that's cool.
and that's the Six Ranger too. I'm trying to think. Wait, I know. That's the description. No, that's the priest. That is the character I want. Team White Power. Oh God, that sounds wrong out of context.
Yeah.
Anyway, if I had to choose, I would say probably something related to the Super Train Megazord. I actually kind of, in my very over imagination that I have recently, I was like, you know what? If I wanted to be a Lightspeed Ranger, I want to be called the Super Train Conductor Ranger. Like actually have it like have like a helmet shaped like the conductor hat, but be like a little bit more armored version of sort of like mixture of a Titanium Ranger with a hat almost.
Yeah.
But be more like the Red Ranger helmet, and be
Yeah.
called the Super Train Conductor.
I mean, it's definitely.
That I think would be dope. That would be
Yeah.
fucking dope.
The green powers. I just love the concept of it's scissors, and the best bit is that it becomes an RP, so it is like a standard, like if he was Ranger, because a lot of the standard Ranger stuff is I just become an arm with a Megazord,
I'm an arm.
unless you're the leader.
Yeah. Well, actually, there were some seasons that the Red Zord was not even the helmet technically. Actually, fun fact for the Alien Rangers, technically, for season 3 of My Morphin, the reason why I did not know this for a long time. The reason why the Crane Zord is actually the head of the Ninja Megazord is actually because in Kaku Ranger, the White Ranger was actually the leader of the team.
Okay.
That's why in Alien Rangers, what's her face was the leader of the Alien Ranger. Oh, and I'm not sure if you knew about this. In Die Ranger, the Mighty Morphin Season 2 footage, you know why there was actually very little bit White Ranger footage
No.
from Sentai? That's because the character that Tommy took over, essentially, the White Ranger was a kid.
Oh, okay. So they did the Justin.
It was
early.
it was Justin before Justin. But apparently a little bit more, what you call it? Wholehearted? What's the word?
Okay.
Done well. Done right.
Have been warned.
Oh shit. Congratulations, you took down one of my best characters.
Yeah.
Oh, dang it! Oh.
Oof. Just slap down.
Lapidus.
I shall never
Could have been. Yeah.
Yeah, and then like I had a friend his favorite was the elephant, and that's why he got the elephant sword when it came out in that set. And I'm like, okay.
In Britain, where America fucking didn't get it.
No, it's because with a lot of the stuff with that, it's like because we're classed as Europe, so therefore we get the European. That always confused me because I'm like, well, we speak English. Would it not be easier for them to just ship over the stuff that's made for America?
But the problem is that technically they're just a repackaged version of the Japanese stuff. So I don't understand.
Yeah, so the European stuff is basically repackaged Japanese stuff, where you guys, and it's like, But yet we had a lot of the same stuff was in English, so it might as well have been the American packaging. Yet we get stuff like the Elephant Zord in English, where you guys didn't get it in English for some reason.
Yeah. Okay, actually, here's another interesting fact. For Operation Overdrive, because I'm actually really glad. The year before, because I got I pretty much got all the Zords from Bokenger. That's why for that season. I got pretty much the Japanese version of all those. But the only version I did not get was their version of the Battlefleet Megazord.
Yeah.
But what I found out was, and to my ultimate relief as a kid, was that I saw the original Bandai America Overdrive Max Megazord, which was absolutely horrible. Quality would look absolutely shit, and I didn't want nothing to do with it. I already had the superior Japanese Daiboken. Mwah, perfection. Daiboken is perfection.
Yeah.
But when they released the Battlefleet Megazord, my parents got me that. To my ultimate relief, it was actually just the Japanese version anyway.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
They just repackaged it, right then and there. They just didn't make, because I'm pretty sure they've heard the backlash from the fans in that time period, and we're like, yeah, we're not doing our own. Let's just release the original Megazord, or to save costs. That's where their budget went to.
Yeah, probably.
Importing that, because the Drive Max, great Megazord, bad toy. Oh, here's actually something talking about the game. I'm not sure if they patched this out, but in the cutscenes for Battle for the Grid, when they're using the still portraits models, in Vanilla Kimberly's model, and I'm not sure this is because they ported this over because they obviously ported a lot of these models over from Legacy Wars. For some reason, I don't know why they did this. The bow, because like on Kimberly's Power Bowl, right? It says like Power Rangers are on the wording, right?
Yeah.
But for some reason, it actually still says Zyuranger on it.
Okay, that's weird.
Even in this game, and I'm like, wouldn't that be something you try to edit out?
Yeah.
Especially since technically you already got these models in Legacy Wars, so I'm not sure that's in Legacy Wars 2, because I mean, technically, if that is technically show accurate if they kept that lettering on, but for the toy releases and whatnot, it said Power Rangers.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I would think,
because in the actual show, it would still have Zyuranger, because obviously it's took from
Japan,
yeah. I mean, so, and then when they did original footage over here, they would have tried to keep it as close to the original as possible anyway. They wouldn't have changed the lettering on the weapon.
Yeah. So I guess in that regards, they try to make it as short accurate as possible, but it's pretty much also blindly, directly referencing the Sentai counterpart at the same time, which I just find it more funny. I noticed that on a stream, and I was like, "Hey guys, I'm onto you." That still says Zyuranger on it, because I'm a fucking nerd that knows this shit.
So did this game ever get released in Japan at all?
As far as I know, no. Only people who can like do workarounds to buy it off the stores and whatnot. Well, especially Switch, because Switch is all around. But I have seen some Japanese people actually play the game. That's why too.
Okay, because I'm wondering like if they realize, because obviously they must know. Like, oh hey, yeah, Sentai got adapted in America as this.
Well, because there are Japanese dubs of Power Rangers in Japan, that's why.
Even though that's weird. So it's like a dub of Power Rangers, which is taking footage from Sentai and being dubbed over.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I'll be there in a bit! Okay, that's gonna be my cue. This is gonna be my last match.
Okay.
But, I'm actually curious. Grunt, are you going to be continuing to streaming this other stuff after this, or are you going to be calling it a night?
I'm going to be probably calling it a night, because I have stuff to do.
Gotcha. I was like, thinking if you were going to continue streaming, I was going to raid you, but, okay, just wanted to know about that.
Yeah.
But,
because we've got a family party tomorrow, so I've got to make food for it.
Gotcha.
Because it's all American food, I'm like, okay, I'm making British food. So yeah, so I may stream at early hours in the morning, depending, but I've got so much stuff. Like, I need to do housework first. That's priority.
Understandable. Oh shit. Man, that hits so high. It's so fucking good. Ow.
Ooh.
Fuck. You know, I actually, last thing before I call it a stream, you know, since you brought up about Japanese folks trying to get this game,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised there is a small mining scene in Japan right now trying to mod the game to have Sentai voice clips in this game.
Yeah, and change the names and stuff. Well, I'm surprised they haven't
Yeah,
done
but-
it. Like, if they had the money, if they would do an official release and actually have it as a Sentai game. And I
You know
wonder-
what? They could probably. Yeah,
I
they
wonder-
could probably really just adjust a lot of the stuff, like just literally dub over with the original actors if they're still, if most of them are still around, and like, oh, maybe it's
some basic
well,
localization.
so yeah, some changes of localization, like maybe either
The
dub
text.
Dragon Armor Trini as like a male or something.
Just
Try to
make it a new
localize even
character.
because actually even apparently even some of the comic stuff is very well known in Japan too. That's why.
But
I only-
as Power Rangers, and it's like, okay, no, this is just a completely different take.
Yeah, and because it's funny because I saw like one like video recently of, I think it was like a convention in Japan. Someone was dressed up as the Tyrannosaurus Sentry.
Okay,
That's
that's
why.
cool. Because like
So,
they
so
are
it
cool
is very well
designs.
known. Yeah, and
Because
so that means it is
I
easily known.
wonder if they, when it does get released over there, though, if it gets released as Sentai under the Sentai name, or if Power Rangers is its own brand over there. And
It technically is its own brand because technically, again,
same with the movie as well.
Yeah, because I think in Japan it was just released as Power Rangers the movie.
Yeah. So it's like they know
Actually,
it's something. It's just a really weird thing in terms of a franchise that was originally Japanese, dubbed over in English, and then took back over to Japan and redubbed over, but with the changes to the story intact.
Yeah, it is kind of weird, but it would be really cool to see if some Japanese modders mod in, like, at least because I thought it was for Gia. That's why, because in Gokaiger, when they did their special attack, the weapons and all that used to say "Final Wave," and because after they insert the key into the cylinder, the Ranger key cylinders, and did the attack, that's what the sound effect, the sounds come out. So I really hope if some Japanese modders does it, especially because since this game is on Steam on PC,
Yeah.
it's totally doable.
It's totally
absolutely doable.
I want
at
to see
this point.
what happens with it if they do that, as well as just people adding in other characters.
Yeah, it'd be fun. You know what? I would love to see an alternate costume skin for Jen to replace it as any of the other Time Force characters, like as Wes or Trev or any of them.
Well, if we
That'd
get
be so cool.
Well, if we get the Ninja Turtles, since they're totally canon to the Power Rangers canon now because they're in space.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then that happened. Remember that happened?
Ah.
That happened. That was an episode that happened.
And you know what? The fucking comic crossover right now.
Yep. So could you imagine if they did that? They just added that, like, oh yeah, here's the Ninja Turtles. Like, which version? The ones from like that appeared in space.
Okay, here's a cool, dope season guest star, season pass. Ninja Turtles, Ryu and Chun-Li, and Bison
That would be
as
great.
guest character season pass. That would be the ultimate. That would be Power Rangers crossover dream come true. Next to also maybe having the Justice.
I think it would bring so much
thrown in.
like direct, to the game, like so much attention to it. Like, oh yeah, cool, these characters are in it.
Oh, what'd be cool? Actually, thinking about it, if we ignore the rules of 2 good guys, 1 bad guy, just say fuck it, Batman, Ryu, Donatello, or Michelangelo.
Or,
or Leonardo.
just all 4, because that's what Injustice did, isn't it? They added
Oh yeah,
literally
yeah,
all
or
4
just
as one
or,
character slot.
Yeah,
And
or
it's
Ninja
just
Turtles as
and
a
I think it's
puzzle.
just it's a bundle, and I think it's literally. I don't know if Injustice if they have their own character slot or if it's just random what you get and they all have the same play style.
No, I think there is a way you can manipulate that because it's just Ninja Turtles just take up one whole slot in the
They
roster.
take up one whole slot, but they're literally just a reskin of each other.
Yes,
Yeah.
but
So
I think it also depends on what where style, where mechanic of Injustice does that. I just downloaded the game recently too. I should actually play that soon.
Yeah.
But that'll be dope. Have the ultimate crossover pack. Get Batman. Get Ryu. And get the Ninja Turtles. Ace money right there.
And this is where then they add Tommy to Injustice as a reward as well.
Oh my god, Injustice 3 fucking including Tommy or Lord Draken. That'd
be great.
fucking
I could see them
cool.
doing that though. That's the thing.
Yeah, it's scary. It's so cool. It's
It
scary.
would bring attention to the franchise as well. Like I could see all this happening.
Oh my god. All right, now I think we're really in the golden era. Power Rangers really has started to take off even further now.
I want to see how this franchise goes. I hope that it just keeps growing and we keep getting more stuff.
Yeah, but with all that said, Grunt, thank you again for doing. We really fucked around for like literally 3 hours, but I'm pretty sure a quarter of that was the game crashing. So.
Yep.
Oh, but thank you again so much, dude. Thank you for letting me come on your channel too.
That's alright.
Oh. And I hope I didn't overload you with all my comparison knowledge.
It's been nice having an actual conversation about Power Rangers.
It's really good. I finally get to play this game with an actual person that I know instead of randoms online and
just
losing my
being able to
rank
play it
in
properly.
rank.
Yeah.
Yeah. But with all that said, thank you for everyone who tuned in today, and thank you to Ellie and Sabrina again from Bombay Games for the raid. No raid for right now because I can't. Actually, let me double check. Is anyone I know up right now?
Oh no.
Let's see. Grunt Catcher's on, but he's kind of an asshole.
Wow.
No, I'm joking.
Wow.
No, everyone else I know is either Maximilian or Lythero, i.e. two of the biggest FGC streamers out there. So no sense rating them.
Yeah.
But thank you all for tuning in today. Hope you have a good night, and thank you again, Grunt. I'm gonna stop streaming right now.